All right, Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Right, when the Hebrew Israelites will come out week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, when they start off as always by giving all praise to Yahweh, right, double honors to the apostle of great millstone, right, and honors to you brothers in the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Right, we're gonna get into it. If we can get lot vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, man. Right, because all of us up here, right, is in, you know, this brother was just touching on earlier on, man. You know, when we're amongst our kin, we can, you know, vent about the things that we see in this world, right? However, right, the people of this world, man, right, they're just filled with wickedness and lewdness. On the way here, you know, sitting on a train, right, and then what do you see? You see a dude that's, you know, deranged and thinks that they're actually a woman, man. Right, with all the regalia, no, not regalia, but it's like dressed like a broad. You're like, oh, you know them ones. You look at them, oh man, yeah. Right? You know, boars, right? But if we can grab that, oh, you know, but
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 6, and it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly.
Right, and if we can even speak on that, which, you know, the scriptures talk about how Esau is a proud man, right? Because here it is, hey, what does the scripture says? Perform the diligent search. So Esau's gone out there, right, and he's done the research. He's confirmed that these things have happened, right? Yet, however, what then happens, right, is he then goes and promotes the exact same things. Right, he's seen that the Lord destroyed that place, and then he's basically come in and pushed the same energy, right, the same witchcraft, right, onto the people.
And it says, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
And we're trying to be that, right? We're trying to be in Lot's place, right? We want to basically be saved from this impending destruction. Right, which is even in itself, right? Even in itself, that is mercy from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Okay, I'm moving a bit forward, yeah?
You know, there's going to be more of us.
Yeah,
there's going to be more of us. Yeah.
No worries.
Right? And we're just going to have to raise our voices, isn't it? Daughter. But yeah, that's what it is. It's so could you put the volume down?
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, the Lord has had mercy on us because we can see that this place is about to be destroyed, right? We're aware of these things, and real quick, if we can get Isaiah 33, real quick, 33 and 6.
Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Right, and if anyone obviously wants to get in, you know, everyone get in, right? But that's it, as things are starting to degrade in this society, right, we're not afraid. In fact, we have comfort through these scriptures. Right. In fact, our scriptures. I've got something to ask. Oh, is that a Romans written for our learning? Yeah, comfort. You know.
Yeah, you got it. Go on.
Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
That's it. Right, so here it is, we're seeing everything that is happening in the world. We're seeing that the Lord, right, and we believe that the Lord has basically put the writing on the wall, if you will, of this place's destruction, right? But then, you know, you tell people, someone you may be like, yo, man, the Lord's going to destroy this place. And then they'll be looking at you like, what are you going to do, right? Hey, our hope is in the scriptures, man. Right? Our hope is in what the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai said. Right, that's why we're out here week in, week out, you know, doing the work of the Lord in the hope that we will be saved from these things. Right, that's our comfort. We know this place is going to be destroyed. We know it ain't going to be a so-called good time forever. Right, in fact, we're looking forward to this place to be destroyed. How about that, man? Right, everyone get in.
Got some shirt. This is Micah 2 and 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
That's it. If you want to go.
No, speak on.
Well, that's it, right? This ain't our rest, man, and that's just what it is. That's why every week, right, brothers, you know, calling you up and just be like, yo, man, such and such happened, man. It's like, oh shit, up for real? Hey, man, that's it. right? But then we stop and you want to, but then we stop and we think, you know what? But this ain't our rest anyway. And even in that, it's a comfort, right? Because you get people in the world that are just catching hell, but they ain't got no answers, right? They don't understand why everything that is that they're doing doesn't prosper, right? JB, hey, we smart, man. As a nation, we smart. Yeah, Esau puts this image on us, right, and puts this energy where a lot of our people want to, live this idea that we're stupid, right? But we're Israel, man. Yasha Allah, he's a prince of power. And what does it say of Yahweh? That Yahweh is of knowledge, man, right? So we're a nation of knowledge. Yet our people, Esau makes this idea that our people are just stupid. Let's not be, let's not lie, right? A lot of our people are fed into that lie, right? We just got to be honest with the situation. However, Jake is smart. You see Jake be having these ideas, I'm going to do this, I've got this business idea, this, that, and the other, but why doesn't it ever work, right? Because this place ain't our rest, man. This is the place of our captivity.
That's right. It is. It's not your kingdom.
That's it.
Curses.
Yep.
Curses, man.
That's it.
2 Peter 2:7 says, read it in the NLT, it says, but Yahweh also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was a righteous man who was sick of the shameful morality of the wicked people around him.
That's it.
Is that in the West? That in the NLT?
Yeah.
Wow.
It goes in on that one, isn't it? But it's real, right?
And this world that we're in, man, like now, the morality of these people is low, man. You know? Everywhere you go is confusion. Like, good is esteemed as evil and evil as good.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, we was in the car down here, yeah, on the way down here, and you had that woman with the skirt, man. Her arse was out.
Well, that's the spirit. Because I was actually
That's
gonna,
make better leg, isn't it?
but that's the spirit. Because I was actually going to mention something similar as well about how you be seeing school kids, right? They're like 8, 9, 10 years old. The little man's giving us away. But and it's like this. I'm like, bruh.
That's ridiculous.
And the worst thing is it's school issues.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing about it. I'm just there like, bruh. Right? But that's why this place ain't our rest, man. Right? You send your children.
Bro, this kingdom's fucking filled with. You mentioned the mole shit. If someone's a fucking mole, what did they say about Lot just there? He's upset with the, the filthy conversations of the wicked. If the people that are acting like fucking, and that comes from Esau, the spirit of Esau, that mole shit, that brings pedophiles, that brings lesbianism. That's what that is. Most of them moles, they're the fucking one. They got all these teacher jobs and shit like that. They're the ones molesting all the kids and that, man. Most of these fucking the foster care and all that. All they do is there's Edomite men in suits popping kids in the foster care, a place where they're supposed to take care of them. And that's known. That's a known fact. All from up the north, Liverpool, all the way down to the south, man. That's a known fact in the UK, which then makes them children go on to just become fucking degenerates. If the Lord ain't with their mind, they go on to become degenerates.
Exactly.
You feel me? And then it just creates a cycle of nutcases, man.
Well, you had that teacher the other day. She just got done for popping them. Was it 3 schoolboys?
Yeah. She's getting it in. And if I can add, which that's also part of the.
And you know what? I'm sorry. I want to say even what you said with that female teacher. There's a lot of cases like that. But look at it like this. That's a grown-ass woman, yeah? How deranged is her mind to want to get with one of these young boys? Now, you can say, well, that's a boy, he popped her or whatever. But the point is, think about the psychology of that. She's meant to be his teacher, right? So think about, you know what I'm trying to say? So, because it looks worse when it's a young, female with an older male. But then it's the same thing. If an older woman's doing that to a young boy, that's deranged too. It's the same shit. That's why the Lord said, look, the Lord said he's going to take out the moles and the lesbians. Because a woman licking another woman's vagina, there's nothing good about that. Niggas glorify that shit. There's nothing good about that. Go on.
That's it.
Quick one. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
And that's this world, bro. They call the good, they call good evil and evil good. So the wicked shit is exalted. And sometimes you might feel like you're on your own, but you're not, because you just read what Lot was dealing with. The Lord is with Lot. See, and we are like a few, but the Lord's with us, Lord willing. So you gotta feel upset. Don't give in to this shit, this system, man. Don't start accepting it.
It's supposed to vex you.
Yeah, you're supposed to be angry, bro.
You know.
Yeah, man. Don't start accepting this stuff, man.
Well, wait, but that's why the scripture says, if I may, Salat, a little leaven leaven up the whole lump. Because you remember how this started way back when. We're talking maybe what 10 or 15 years ago. It was, well, as long as they're not doing it around me, now they're doing it around your kids. How about that?
Openly.
Openly.
Open.
Oh, look, what's all of the videos and stuff coming out from the States where you get grown ass men butt ass naked in front of children.
Yeah.
You're like, raw.
They do them bike parades and shit on them bikes, butt ass naked or whatever they call them days, man. It's all
And that's how you
abomination.
know this is Rome coming back. That's the same shit they was doing in the Senate houses and that.
Yeah.
In the bath system, you know,
Yeah.
the open baths.
Yeah,
Popping
bro.
little boys up in there, man. You know.
Yeah. Go on.
This is Isaiah 59. I'll start at verse 14. And judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the street, and equity cannot enter. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment.
Right, that's it. He that departed from evil maketh himself a prey, man. Right, because you be out there, trying to live, speak righteously and stuff. Like, yeah, man, this ain't right. But then people start looking at you like you're evil.
Yeah.
That's a good precept to what the brother just read in Isaiah 5. Right, because here it is. People are looking at us like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Right, but we've spoken out the scriptures. In our kingdom, in a righteous kingdom, none of these things are going to be happening. Right.
That's right. If I could just add to that point as well, because that's why the scripture says, "Be strong in the Lord." Because really, the scriptures also tell you not to follow a multitude to do evil. So what do you see in this world? You see multitudes of people following after evil. So that's why our strength is in the Word, man. Our strength is in the Lord. That's how we're supposed to, overcome this world, man, and all its wickedness.
If I may, the scripture says, I've gathered unto myself 7,000 men that have not bowed the knee to Baal. And
Yeah.
that 7,000 represented a complete set of men, man, the elect, man.
That's
And
it.
the men, women, and children that's gonna fall underneath that order as well, man, to not fucking conform.
That's it. That's it.
That's what they want you to do, like you were saying, bro.
Yeah.
They before it was in your face, and then well, it's not around me. Now it's around you. Now they're forcing you to accept that, man.
Yeah.
You know.
On a
They got you
global
accepting
scale,
that.
bro. Look, man. They're showing you now, even when you see the.
Yep.
Hey, they're showing you now, bro. Even when you watch the media and stuff, the media's showing you blatantly all the wickedness of this society, man. How you make it in music.
Yeah,
how you make it-
yeah.
How you make it in music, how you make it in acting world, sports world.
Yeah. Everyone ultimately has everyone that you see that's famous, right, has ultimately done a thing.
Yeah.
That's why, and everyone always makes that joke, right? It's like, oh, I know a man from ends that are better than these man. Right? But why is that? Right? Because the man's in the end, the elites or the people that are giving out the deals, they're like, nah, he's going to be too hard to compromise. Right? So that's why when you see your Stormzy, Stormzy got taken up the ass, man.
Yep.
Right? That's how you make it in this world.
That's how they're global superstars, man.
That's it. But that's why they'll also be promoting certain agendas, right? The agendas of the elites, man. Right? That's why Stormzy, he's all on that all black, everything. You remember he had the what you call it, the album cover, where it's he's mixing. It's like, wait, what's that all about? And I've seen him drive past a few times. What do you call? Because of the route he takes in, and he just looks dark, man. Right in a blacked out Bentley, man. It's a nice car, but I'm like, man, this nigga's dark, man.
Remember that interview with Usher?
Yeah.
And at was it Met Gala or something?
Right.
Someone pulled him over and he goes, sometimes it gets dark. But his eyes are just black, man.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it,
but
man.
see, what's the answer to all of this? The destruction's coming.
That's it.
It ain't, it's not gonna continue forever, man. This is what it is. This is just a point in time, in an age of a society. And when a society falls, because the morality fell. This happened in Rome as well. The moral compass of the world collapsed of the rulers of the time. Read the scripture.
This is Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
You have that? I just read that.
Oh, Salaki.
No, read it again.
Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil,
that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. That's what this world is all about. I mean, you were just teaching a second ago, and I saw the woman look. She looked offended by when you said about what these teachers are doing with the young children. She looked visibly troubled by what you were saying. But what she didn't seem to realise is that what you were saying was a good thing, because you're pulling out the wickedness of this world. A lot of people just want to go along to get along. Oh, don't say anything. Just keep quiet, and maybe they won't come near me.
What you got to remember as well, you know, remember people, if they even believe in that there's a higher power, their perception of the higher power is what's been pushed in this world. The sweet white Jay loves everyone. If they even consider there is a power, right? Yahweh Bar Shem Yahushai, he's like a whole different mind state to what's told in this world. He judges, he kills. The Lord takes out young, old. You know, this is the power we serve. So, of course, how you speak, go on, actually. No, you get it, you got it.
I know, because you said something like that. It reminded me about the judgment of the Lord, right? And how the Lord can be targeted, man. I don't know if brothers remember last year there was like a crash in Wimbledon that basically killed 2 youths. Now, basically, the driver had an epileptic fit, right in the moment. So the Lord, the angel was like, all right, cool, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you an epileptic fit, and you're gonna take these 2 little gremlins out, right? That we understand that's judgment. Other people, oh my God, it's such a tragic accident. Now that was targeted, man. Right? What does the scripture say? Whoever perished being innocent. Right?
Yeah, that's right, bro. Terminators,
yeah. Because you got to really think about the mechanics of certain of those things. Like, you know, could have had the epileptic fit a little bit further down the road. Nothing would have happened. It could have been this way. It could have been that way. But the Lord was like, nah, it's going to be right here. And you're going to drive right into that car over there.
Yeah.
Into those kids over there.
And you don't even know. You see, the thing is, when people get judged, did someone say precept?
Yeah.
Go on, read the Bible. So let's
Sirach 11 and 14.
carried away.
Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord.
Yeah, so the Lord makes you rich, the Lord makes you poor, the Lord kills, the Lord brings you alive. He controls everything. That's what's not told in society, is that, you know, basically, that's what I'm saying, that if people have a concept of a higher power, it's that sweet white J and all that. The Lord controls all aspects of life, man. That's why even with us, we say Lord willing. Everything's Lord willing, because we don't even know if we wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go on.
So go, Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light.
So that's what you was just saying, Razar. You said the epileptic fit right at that moment.
Yeah.
All sorts of judgment, man. That's the Lord, bro. And it says every morning he judges the world, man, the society. So when there's a flood, when there's fucking earthquakes, that's the Heavenly Father, man. That's him just speak. That's not even, yeah, go on.
Okay, when you made your point, okay. Well, just to add to what the brother was saying, it's something we spoke about at the camp not too long ago, right? But in what Esau has done is he's taken God, the Most High, out of the world, the concept of a higher power out of the world. So and he's made himself and his science a God. So when you're seeing all of these different calamities happening, in the ancient world, people would have been like, yo, it may have been a false God, but they may have been like, yo, God is judging us right now. Right nowadays, when people are seeing all these judgments happening in the world, what do they say? Oh, it's global warming. It's global warming. Where it's like, nah, it's judgment of the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's why everything's got to be retaught again, man.
Yeah.
See, in the kingdom, when Yahushua finally comes back and reigns, the world's going to learn the scriptures, the laws, because they're going to learn it from us. Right now, you're learning Esau's laws, man.
Exactly.
Basically, Esau's manipulated everything.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
It's both trying to hold something.
He's manipulated everything, man. Go on.
Every morning does he bring his judgment to light. He feareth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame.
Yeah, and that's the people of this society. But you see, that's why they'll think you're crazy. When you see, basically, if you're not in the truth, we look at people like everyone's a demon. That's a crazy way to think in the eyes of this society. You get what I'm trying? You get what I mean? It's a secret way of thinking, because it's the Lord's dealing with a select few, man. You know, we actually wake up, we walk around, you go work. You know, people are just demons.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I was saying that because of that point. Read that point again. What you was reading that last point. Read that point again,
Every morning
Yeah.
does he bring his judgment to light. He feareth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame.
Yeah, and I was saying that because the society, the people, all of these people, if they're not in the faith, they're unjust, man. They're just unjust, wicked people. Even someone that thinks they're a good person, they're breaking the laws of the Heavenly Father, man. You don't even know what good is. Oh no, but I'm filled with love. What's love? You know this fluff talk, man. I'm filled with peace and love. What's love? Love is in the scriptures, man. It's keeping the Heavenly Father's law. So you don't know what's right and wrong, man. Go on, man. Go on.
This is
That's why they're unjust, bro. These people, if like today, if a whole nightclub of moles gets annihilated by fire, we will praise the Lord for that. But guess what? The people in this society, oh, that was so bad. Johnny died yesterday. No, that dude was a total them people are total demons.
If I can add as well, just to that point, because the scriptures tell you that the heart is desperately wicked, man, you know, and deceitful. Who can know it? So that's like, you know, with the point you're mentioning, these people, they will say, oh, but the Lord knows my heart, or according to my heart, or according to me, this is what's good, and this, but they don't know what's good.
Yeah.
Because they're not, you know, the Lord hasn't revealed the secrets to them.
Yeah,
You know, because the scriptures say He revealeth His secrets unto His servants, the prophets.
yeah.
So just going with your point, these people, they're just blind out here, man, waiting for judgment.
This is Psalms 68 and 20. It says, He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto our God, the Lord, belong the issues from death.
That's right.
That
Yeah.
shows true power. You know, the Lord, if I don't mind me adding, just the Lord, there's a reason that He has the title the Most High, you know, because He's all powerful. You know, so if somebody, the scriptures even say that a sparrow don't fall to the ground unless the Lord has the, you know, sanction.
The sanctions it can't. But once again, Esau and his witchcraft, because you know you open up Netflix and then it will just start auto playing something, right? So one of the ones that they always have the Most High as someone that you can control,
Yeah.
right? Like it was this thing where they basically made the Most High a cat. Right, it was like they basically had the Most High on trial at the beginning of it. Right, obviously they've drawn him as a pasty, right? But basically it's like, I'm looking at this shit like, rah. Like this.
Or like they know him. You know,
Yeah.
like these people, the way Esau has pushed the spirit of, you know, his demonic version of what the power is. Everyone thinks that they know him. You know, like some random person will talk as if they're on that level.
Yeah.
You ain't got a clue, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, bro, that shows a lack of fear of the Most High.
Well, that's why the scripture says anything can be forgiven, but blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit is Esau.
Yeah.
He said the angels are little Italian kids, Italian white boys. Like, Italian. Yeah. Which a lot of them are Jake, but you know, Esau said go on, Luke.
That's what I said, because I said Giuseppe, but Giuseppe, I believe, is just an Italian way of saying Joseph.
Joseph,
Giacomo,
which are all,
Jacob.
that's right.
and
They're
that.
all Jake names.
Yeah.
But Esau has portrayed the angels as little white kids, Edomite kids. Cupid with arrow. No, it's a. Yeah, go ahead.
Even what was it? Exodus, Gods and Kings was complete crime.
Yeah.
Because they had the Most High as just some little like 10-year-old youth that was just like squeaking with his voice.
Oh yes, yeah.
Saying that he's gonna judge Egypt. That's complete confusion.
Yeah.
I read this Isaiah 55:8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, come on.
yeah, that's as far as with it. It's dealing with the Most High, bro. Us in the flesh, we can't even conceive of even dreaming on being on that same level. It's really pride that's consumed Esau to try and think he can outdo the Most High. Because as far as we're clearly on a level where there's things we're just not able to get, and that's how the Lord had it set up. We're basically on our level. We deal with things as we deal with them. Even with like you've got angels where they're like they don't even able to sin, but then us we're in the flesh.
Yeah.
We got the righteous spirit.
Even that's far out.
And, yeah.
That's far out. We
Nah,
think
for
that-
real.
Yeah.
Because there's angels out there that are just perfect, following instructions perfectly. Meanwhile, even for us, Lord willing, if you're of the elect, then you're being instructed to act perfectly, but then what the flesh is striving against it. And that's not something people could even conceive of. Right. They get that striving, they just think, oh, they fulfill it. Then they get the pleasure, a sensation. And they think that that's righteous, but then what down the line, what are you going to get? Death, disease, destruction, confusion.
That's why you see people fucked up, man. You know, like you see people out here, bro, in general, like people are getting up in age. They all look kind of just through, but that's years of sin, man. Caught up to them. Yeah, bro. Years of sin caught up to them. They're just all fucked up over it, you know. Because you know, when you live in the Lord, you know what I mean. It's like, yeah, we're growing old, teaching His word, but the Lord kind of puts a upright strength. He puts a strength on you, though. You see brothers that are teaching His word up in age, are still strong, still kicking it. You see these people in the world older, all through. You see young motherfuckers through, but that's just years of just abusing themselves to pleasure, not being able to refrain from things.
Yeah. Because this world is all about fulfilling your lusts, whatever your lusts may be, right? Whether it's food, women, drugs, but lust nonetheless.
It's always, I mean, in front of you, man. On the TV, the media, moving, they keep you busy. Abusing yourself, man.
Yeah.
This is Romans 6 verse 23. It says, "For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High God is eternal life through Yahushua and Hamashiach."
And that's only for Israel, man. The gift of the Heavenly Father of the everlasting life, the promises unto Abraham is unto the children of Israel, man. You know? Yeah. Go on, man. But sin is a death, basically.
Yeah.
And that's why even when we deal with like just people in society in general, they have their beliefs, they think they're perfect. We know they're full of shit because no one's perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
Not even the elect. We're perfect in Yahushua if we're of the elect. But we know on a fleshly level we're sinners, man.
Yeah.
We're susceptible to evil thoughts, you know, bodily ailments.
Yeah. Well, to say we're not, because I was thinking about this, you get them camps talk about the law. They're basically saying they're better than Paul. What did Paul say? Paul said, "Sin dwelleth in me."
Yeah.
Right. That means that, you know, you be wanting to do, and you be wanting. Hey, you may even be in a situation where you got no control over it.
Even this one cat, like, you know, was saying to me, this Muslim cat, he was telling me, how can JC, you talking about JC, how can he be a power if he let the Romans beat him up and all that and put him on a cross? Well, that's the Yahushua, that happened to him. You know why? Because it was to prove a point.
It was even greater.
Prophecy, man. Sorry, brother. Sorry.
Well, he had a job. He came to fulfill a job.
Yeah.
As far as if we're going to get to the point where Israel's going to get in the kingdom, through the law, through that first covenant, it wasn't going to take place. So when Yahushua came on the scene, it was necessary to go through those things to then to piece it together so we can then get the new covenant, and then through that get into the kingdom. Otherwise, you know, how's it going to happen?
Yeah.
It's still to this day. We're currently thousands of years on from when Yahushua was on the scene, still unable to keep the law perfect. So that, you know, there are people still talking about it. It was just like in ancient times. You had the wicked scribes and Pharisees, where they were saying like, oh yeah, you know, follow through, do X, Y, Z. You know, they were saying, yeah, do X, Y, Z. But then what, in reality, how were they conducting themselves? They were just as worldly as the Romans. So,
This is Romans 3 and 27. Where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what law? Of works? Nay, but by the law of faith. Therefore we conclude.
That's what that's the booster, man. The faith, which is a gift. So it's like almost like this is a secret, man. This is a secret only a few of us have, man. You know. Hey, this is a secret that only a few of us have, which is faith. This isn't for everyone, man. That's what the the Lord blessed us with a faith, so that, you know, Lord willing, so we can go through our trials. That's what I was saying it because the guy was saying to me, how can JC? Let me say Yahushua. How can Yahushua be the power's son if he let these Romans beat him up and put him on a cross? It was for prophecy, man, to prove the point, and then to wake us up, to give us the faith to go through our trials, man. Go on, that. Then when he comes back, he's gonna come back and dumbfound. Is that the word? Dumbfound the world. And we that have believed on him, we're gonna get the gift of reigning with him. While the rest of you, we're gonna really mock at your judgments. Go on, Max.
One more verse. Romans 3 and 28. Therefore we conclude
that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law. That's what saves us, faith in Yahweh Shai. We can't keep the law in this society, man. But 100%. How the fuck can we keep the law, but Satan's Esau's over us, man? That's the fact, bro. And you know when you first come in, you know when you're like, we're always amped up. You know you're amped up because you know you got this knowledge. But then really the reality is we're actually we're slaves, man.
Yeah.
And then you kind of learn that over time, more and more. Because it's like you can't save yourself. It doesn't matter. You ain't got no power. You got no spiritual power. You're just waiting for the Lord. It's like we have to accept what the situation is. So how the fuck can you keep the law? Our people are in a fucking, this society, our people are in a fucking, a bucket of shit, man.
Yeah. I'll go a quick one. Titus 2:11. For the grace of the Most High that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lusts, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world, looking for that blessed hope and glorious appearing of our great power and our Savior, Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, and that's the word. Pretty much living in the word in this wicked system does help you, bro. You know, like there's power in the faith, believing in this word. Because you know, people will look at the scriptures, it's just words. Why should I live by them words? But you don't even realize how the word cleans you up spiritually, and also on a physical level, it does clean you up because you stop eating abominable foods. Even though we're eating GMO shit, we don't eat pork no more. Brothers might have eaten shrimps and crabs back in the days. We don't eat that no more. So it does, the word, doing what the word says, does clean you up mentally, and it does on a level kind of help you physically too, man.
And then just understanding what's going on.
Yeah.
It's a big part of why people are so messed up.
They're sick, bro.
Yeah, it's confusion. Man.
Yeah.
They have no means by which to discern what the fuck's going on in the
Bro,
planet.
even when you talk to a Jake, you know, that same dude I was telling you about saying, how can Yahweh Shai be the power if you let the Romans beat him up? Bro, these Jakes have all kind of beliefs. You talk to a Jake, they believe in a million different things. And you know what, you just be sitting there quiet like, man, you don't know what the hell's going on, man. And here is your powers in the heaven, but you disrespect it. The Bible's your book, but you disrespect it.
I'll go one more verse on it. Who gave himself...
That's where faith comes. Sorry.
Who gave himself for us, that he might redeem us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar people, zealous of good works. Yeah.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus 10 and 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from Most High.
And that's what this world teaches you, pride, man. Everything's pride. The TV, you know, you watch TV, brothers watch TV and stuff. It's all pride, man. The YouTube's just, everything just pride, man. The world pushes pride on you, man. Yeah. Even yourself, you have to fight, the wickedness you're susceptible to, because you can be proud. We can be, of course, bro. You can get all proud and shit. You gotta be careful, man. But that's all this world pushes, pride. Go on, bro.
And his heart is turned away from his maker.
So that's when you're gonna, once you start getting into that spirit of pride, basically, judgment's round the corner. Why do you think this world's gonna be judged so badly? It's just filled with pride, man. You know?
For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that as it shall pour out abomination. And
that's why you see, and look at the musicians of this society, the Hollywood actors of this society. They seep in with pride, man, and all that comes out of them is folly, wickedness. And then it even shows you, and then what comes out is all these whistleblowers talk about their bullshit. So then it just shows you what did all that pride do for them? Because at the end it comes out your deeds. Look at Diddy right now. The whole world hates him. There's the Diddler. There's nicknames on him. He was once like one of the kings of the community, so to say. Like he's an exalted Jake. Now look at him.
With that society, they use money as a element of using fear mongering. That's what Diddy was doing. He was using that power that he had with the money to put people in fear of him for many years.
Mainly Jake.
Yeah, mainly Jake. He was abusing his own people. Like that's what I told you about. The wicked of our people. They find wicked men among our people. And love of money is the root of all evil, man. Yeah. So niggas will do anything for that cheddar, man. And that's what that shows you.
And he was one of the main kings because he was like he had all the Jakes in line. They had to go through him. So everyone kind of knew. Even other Jakes were kind of.
He was a gatekeeper.
Even other Jakes were wary to speak on it. Now look,
Yeah. Oh.
Now is it Gene Deal? He's got the bodyguard.
Nah, but he's been talking about him for years.
Oh, for
I'll
years.
be honest. Like,
Years.
he's been on him.
Yeah, but I mean now it's just like, bro, everyone's on him.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
the young generation, that didn't really grow up on him. Let's say like 17-year-olds know him now, but for what he is now. So it's through, bro. It shows you, man.
I've
Go
got a
ahead.
quick precept.
But he got them deals. Go on, brother.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised,
Yeah.
and his words are not heard.
Yeah.
The words of a wise man are heard in quiet more
That's
than
the brothers that teach this word that the Lord put the Spirit on them. It's a secret, man. That's why, amongst each other, we know, Lord willing, brothers are prophets. So you take heed what brothers be saying and everything. But to the world, we're looked at like idiots or madmen. You ain't even got money. How can you talk? That's how people will think of you. But you find out, you find out the people in this system that are doing so well, you find out they're the most rotten people. Like morally. They'll lead you to die, bro.
You can't put no trust in them.
Yeah.
They'll sacrifice you.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
I got a little bit more.
Go on, man.
It says, the words of the wise man are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
That's the dudes with the deals. They ruleth among fools. Them 2/3, man. But you know why you know that the Lord's gonna destroy most people on this planet Earth, including a lot of our people, right? Because now all the evils come out, but people are still with it.
Still, people.
Motherfuckers still want the deal. Go on, dude.
It's like, no, it's on what you're saying, and the apostle said this a couple of weeks ago. Here it is. Everyone now knows to get a deal, which we've all been. It's been a rumor from when I was a young man, right? To get a deal, you got to do certain things. But now it's coming out even more and more so, and people still want the deal.
Still want it.
Right? Which, and once again, that's why the scripture says the love of money, man, is the root of all evil.
That goes into the hunger.
Yeah.
Which goes into the word fame.
Yeah, for me.
Famine, which means hunger.
Yeah.
That's the people are thirsty, man. I mean,
Yeah.
and the new currency right now is attention.
And you know what? Ak,
Clout chasing and all that, doing anything for fucking
yeah.
like the
Any
bitch, like the
folly.
Bitch, yeah, like the Wandsworth situation,
Oh, yeah.
HMP. You got one.
Now there's people creating it again,
Yeah,
all that.
like
Yeah.
doing like sips, like satires and all that.
Yeah.
One Jake was in the middle of the street saying, "Yeah, take me to Wandsworth and all that."
Oh man.
Yeah, I
you
saw
know,
even that one of them rap dudes. I'm not gonna say his name.
Arrest me,
UK
take
dude.
me to Wandsworth and all that.
Yeah.
Because you know what, they're making fun of the situation. Basically, if I go Wandsworth, I'm gonna get pussy at least.
But that shows you, bro, the criminals are getting it in the prisons. That shows where wicked this world is, man.
Some of the convicts are coming out saying, "Look, man, you're supposed to keep that on the low." That's been going on for years.
Now they baited it up.
You baited it up. But that's wickedness, though, because that's committing adultery, man.
Yeah, but then it shows you, think about it, that same people doing that in there with the convicts, they're meant to be the people keeping them in line. In society. It shows you society's all out of whack.
Rehabilitating them.
Yeah, rehabilitating them. It's all bullshit, bro. That's why this world's gonna have a nuke waiting for it, basically. That's the cure.
Got something. Go on, the point that you made. 1 Corinthians 4:9. For I think that the Most High have sent forth the apostles, the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. So for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
And that's the brothers that's been teaching this word, because brothers have been out here for years, from up top on down, from the apostles, the fruit all over the world, been out for years on the internet, on YouTube. And now we're not looking now to the world. You know what? Now I was thinking about this because we're not looking as crazy as we once did. Because basically, everyone's realized these lot have been telling the truth.
Yeah, prophecies are coming.
It's coming to pass. They know, man, because even now you got these people in the world are basically saying things we say, but they're not saying they got it from us though. You're seeing it.
They're 10 years late.
They're 10 years late, man. 20 years, 40 years late, man.
Warn people about the mark of the beast. Now you can see all this digital, all these digital currencies coming through.
Yeah.
Warn people not to take the COVID. You're gonna drop dead if you take the stabbing jab.
And it's happening.
Millions of people took the stabbing jab.
Bro,
there was demonetized, not demonetized. They was trying to, slander brothers, misinformation, and take brothers' videos down for years on the whole COVID. But then years later, they're saying, those side effects are happening and people are dropping dead because of the vaccine.
And remember, we told people years back, look, the government, don't listen to the politicians because they're going to lead you to die, right? Now that same government, I saw them in Parliament talking about the sea thing's got a lot of, you know, that's why people. The Parliament said it. Yeah. But 3 years ago they told you take it.
Forcing you to take it.
No, out in that,
Yeah,
all the like PPE and all that, it was just contracts given to like friends of politicians at the time.
These elites, yeah, they got paid. They got paid. They got paid.
There was what do you call it? A talk that I was listening to, which basically said all of the money that the government spent over COVID, right? It was like in relief. Every adult should have got £12,000, man. Right? I didn't see it.
We didn't get nothing. Because, you know why? Because it went in their
went to
pocket.
the friends.
It went in their pocket. Even someone was telling me that about like all these aid workers in like Nigeria and Ghana and all these places. You can get jobs from England as an aid worker, and some of them get paid like £700 a day over there in Nigerian UK money, but in Nigeria, and they just get involved with whatever they want over there. The money ain't going to the Lagos poor. It's going to their pocket. The so-called aid workers. That happens all over the world. You get these Red Cross jobs. Them dudes are just taking money from the UK government in so-called helping the poor, but it ain't.
A lot of them are doing like sex trafficking, drugs,
Anything they want, bro.
drugs,
Bro,
that kind of shit.
someone was telling me about it, how a civilian here, an British person, get a job there, and then as posed as an aid worker, get paid, and you know what, they can pay cops off easy, because 700 UK pounds a week is a lot of money over there.
Yep.
You can basically get involved in anything you want, and that's a low level. So you see all these Oxfam and all that, they ain't helping you, man. These Jewish, they're all Jewish conglomeracies, man. Go on, right?
Sirach 12 and 10.
Yeah.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wicked.
That's the so-called white man, man. Esau. And you know what? The movie show you that. That movie. What's that movie, man? Damien. You know the one with the demon Edomite kid.
Omen.
The Omen. Omen. In the movie, The Omen, it shows you, because in one of the parts, it shows you him growing up. And in one of the parts, he basically owns a big industry, showing you that the Amalekites own it. And he said, look, we go to the third world. He said it in the movie. They were sitting in them boardroom panels. He said, when we go to the third world, we pose ourselves as good, but we're really there to kill them. That's what he's showing you. That's what them big ass industries do. Jukes on jukes. It was showing you that in what's the movie? Trading Places. All they were doing was monetizing the planet.
Yeah, so it's like a raffle, like a gambling but with money digitally. Like that's what they do with the markets and the commodities.
Yeah.
They just place bets and it's like a gambling.
And you saw the Dukes, they were getting the inside scoop.
Yeah.
How to manipulate it.
The orange juice.
And even when they showed Eddie Murphy, they showed him, do you know about this, that, and you know when they put, you know, we come out in orange juice and this, that, and the other. And he looked at the camera like they thinking like he's some dummy. Showing you they're not that smart. The Lord just give them the power. Right. As soon as Eddie Murphy got in the seat, look how well he did. Shows you it's all about who the Lord puts in authority of the wealth, the goods. Go on, bro.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 13 and 22. When a rich man is fallen, he has many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slept, and yet they rebuke him too.
Yeah, but that's this society. Look at this wickedness that's been going on. Anyone that comes out, that wickedness comes out on them, everyone really defends them. Like I saw even that prison officer woman, loads of women were defending her.
Yeah,
so it's alright, girl.
Because they're wicked as hell.
They're wicked as hell.
They want to live that lifestyle, innit?
Yeah, I even see people on the comment. She's pretty though. Like, what about her wickedness? She's peng though. What about?
She committed adultery, man.
Yeah,
They're bragging and boasting about. And that's why the Lord said this is an adulterous generation and needs to be destroyed.
But you see, what that goes into that, it says when the people do the wickedness, they still justify them.
Yeah.
But when you
Proverbs, it says, woe unto them that justify the wicked. They're just the same abomination that she did. They're an abomination for upholding her wickedness, right? So a lot of people are going to get wiped out in these last days. Man. A lot of these women as well. That's why Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, talks about the maids and young women and all that. You know,
they ain't
maids
right,
and
man.
women. A lot of women are going to get wiped out in these last days. They're too proud, man.
Like it says, what the women are at ease, man.
Yeah.
It says won't you women at ease, because they're really within. And it's funny, like women are complaining, but this current society is the most to their benefit it's ever been.
Yep.
They can legit have unlimited sex and have means to like stop their cycle, so they ain't even gonna get pregnant. Like it's completely
They're gonna kill their babies.
they're like this is the furthest that they've ever been from their natural use, their natural order.
I've got a super quick one. Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord Yahweh thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets.
And that's in particular the women of the tribes, but all these women in society, and even those that balloon popping show shows you that. All they do is mock the Jake man.
Yeah.
The black man comes on, the guy's all in shape, tall,
Got a
strong
job,
looking
9
dude.
to
Yeah,
5.
I just don't like the way he's.
Can't lie, some of them guys need to be mocked.
Yeah, no, but
Even the most recent one, Apostle Elder Tahar did the video on
Yeah.
like an hour ago.
Yeah.
And there was a Jake, he upstanding, he's got to work, you know, he's got only, even the other Jake owned his own business, he was a plumber.
Yes.
And the bitches are
they got him
talking
fired.
shit.
They got him fired.
But when he pulls out their dirt on them, bitches got 3 baby daddies and 3 kids. But she's trying to act like she's, you know, better than him. Like, you're an embarrassment, man.
But that's what it's trash. That's right, bro.
Don't go on them.
But it just shows you, bro.
Stay away from the black mamba.
That's not where you're gonna get a woman, is it?
Stay away from the black mamba, man. A nigga woman. Stay away.
And they will just pop in the balloons, and then there's some dumb shit. His jeans or his belt or something.
Jeans are too tight.
Like the dude's telling you, you know, but it just shows you, man, how fucked up the system is.
It's too much.
Go on, Luke, what are you saying? Go on.
It's Isaiah 5:20.
Spirit, that's the third time it's come
Time,
out.
bring it out.
The Spirit wants it, man.
Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for
That's what
bitter.
they're doing, bro. That's what they do. Go on, Luke. Go on. Go on.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, coming out here and basically talking about the scriptural hierarchy as spoken of in 1 Corinthians 11th chapter, where you get looked down on for saying that, man. But when you go out and say, no, actually a man has to be the head of the household. Oh, how can you say that? Well, look around you. Look at this world.
Well, you know what,
man.
bro? Anything now, anything traditional or script, exactly. Anything traditional or what's actually scriptural is looked at as evil. But just look at England 100 years ago, man.
Yeah.
You know, even when you see them old footage, black and white footage, there was one I saw. It's on TikTok circulating. She asked the woman, the media asked the man, "Who's the boss in the house?" He said, "I am." He said, "It's an old footage." "I am." She said, "Well, he is. You know, that's how it is. That's how it was." So this is all this wickedness that's going on now is really like been put in. It's new. You know, it's new. And so the Lord ain't gonna allow this kind of behavior to go on. For the rest of time? We might as well die, man. If this is what it is, we know there's gonna be a change. Go on, Akio, go on.
This is Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah, they changed the ordinance. The man being over the head of the household. A man's supposed to wear the trousers. Now women are wearing trousers. They ain't telling what a man to do. That's why it's all out of order. So he's right on that. The ordinance is all fucked up. Everything's out of order, man. Everything's upside down. And that's why Yahweh Shah is coming back to restore the force, like Star Wars, man.
Yes.
You're gonna put everything back in order. And whoever don't want to deal with it, bring forth hither and slay them.
Well, they ain't gonna have a choice. It's all
choice.
about power, man.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna have no choice, man. Yahweh Shai ain't coming back to speak and talk to you about the laws. He's gonna implement it. Just like Esau. When you see Esau, he wears his suits and ties, talks politely. How did he get everything? He got it through fucking savagely beating your ass, man. That's how he got it. He didn't get it by diplomatically talking. He got it by killing you. And we're not talking about righteously killing you, by the way, because in the scripture when it says "thou shalt not murder," it's "thou shalt not kill," right? That's what it is in the Hebrew. So it's So you're not supposed to unjustly harm people. That's how Esau got it, though. So it's balanced. When Yahushua comes, we're gonna justly get him back. It's just. Go on, bro.
This is the book of Philippians.
That's how he got it all, man. Go on, bro.
Philippians, the 2nd chapter, verse 9. Slam back of that. Wherefore Yahweh have also highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is Lord, to the glory of Yahweh the Father.
That's Yahweh Shai, man. And you know what? We're the only ones that exalt that or think like that. You know what I mean? When people think of anything to do with like you were saying earlier, anything to do with a higher power, it's sweet. It's that sweet white J. He has to have that long hair. It's like a little Italian kids. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is, man. Or a little, you know, I'm saying it that way because you know that it's in Italy, the finger of Rome. What's it called? The finger of the Sistine. Leonardo da Vinci's, blasphemous images, man. So the only ones exalting or thinking about the true power is us.
That's it. as the scripture has said, if I can add, right? Because once again, as we was touching on earlier on, right, he likes to push this image of the Lord and his son being pushovers, man. Right? All of these different, but the Lord is going to be like, yeah, I'm a pushover here, and see if that's the case when he destroys this place. man.
Well, check this, let me grab this. This is Luke 19 and 27. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. So the Lord's not coming to negotiate, he's coming to enforce his power and his rulership over the earth. And anyone that doesn't agree, he ain't waiting for you to agree. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing when Esau came into power. When he came into, he went to the lands, he took the goods. When he went to the New World, what did he do? He massacred, took all the goods.
Savage.
Then was anyone complaining? Like he ain't been held to account for that.
Exactly.
When he went to the west coast of Africa, what did he do?
Yeah.
Slaughtered, he put them in captivity.
Well, Esau's don't believe that he's helped us by putting us in the slave in it, so obviously you're going to
That's
find
how
that.
much he whipped Jake. Well, some Jakes,
They
they're
believe
so
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're so gone.
They say that, I've had the niggas say that to me.
They're so gone.
Oh, if they didn't come over, we would have been in.
We'd be swinging on trees.
Well, when you know, Akim, we went to the Liverpool. We went to the slavery museum, and in the slavery museum, you know how it began? It began like this. It began with mud huts. Then the next room was Jake's getting bit by the dogs and hardcore bondage in like in the sugar cane plantations. Then the next bit was Michael Jackson. It was like, and football stars. You're taking the mick. And it was all, it was mostly Edomites in there enjoying it. We saw that shit, man.
It's lucky because I was just with my nan earlier on. She had the TV on and the Waterade advert came, right? And I was like, bro, it's some racist ass shit because they had the Jake woman filling up the bucket of water with her hands.
Yeah.
Like you can literally just bend the bucket. Why is she filling it up like that? Like the water ain't gonna fall out.
Yeah.
But that's what Esau does. He pushes that image of Jacob just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
It says in Ezekiel, it says that we're going to be the infamy of the people. So we're going to be the most hated.
I was going to say, it's not like Esau put us into slavery and taught us righteousness. He didn't do that. It wasn't to our benefit what he did. But they're trying to take claim that, oh yeah, we've up leveled since he's come in power. No, we're in slavery, man.
Well, and you know what else they like black people sold black people.
Yeah,
They love that shit. First of all, there's different nations. We know that now. But you see all that, but okay, let's say, because look, Negroes did sell off Negroes, but guess what? Does that justify Esau's wickedness? No.
Yeah,
No.
Who bought them, bro?
Exactly.
Who bought them?
There wouldn't be a market if you didn't buy them. If you didn't come over there with the money, there wouldn't be a
Supply and
market.
demand, isn't it?
Yeah. So you are really they are the catalyst within it all. And that's why the Heavenly Father said, "You touch the apple of my eye, man. You're ain't going unpunished."
That's what, when they say that now, I'm gonna straight say, well, does that justify what the so-called white man did? But you know what? A lot of problems as well is, our people fall for that shit, man. Black's true, and nah, man, you got the so-called white man sold you, man. He's the culprit, man.
But we got the difference is Jake committed sin, but we have a redeemer.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the difference. Cause they do the same thing with black on black crime.
Yeah.
Of course. Jake still put Jake in slavery. What do you think all that the Mexicans are doing to other Mexicans, man? You know what I'm saying? Like they traffic them and all that stuff. But the scripture says all sin is forgivable, except for blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, man. So Jake can be forgiven, but Esau can't be forgiven.
And you know what? The wicked of our people, that's up to the Lord and us to deal with when we get the power. Not, Esau can keep running that game. You know what I mean? But the 2/3, any of our people doing wickedness, they're gonna get judged by the Most High anyway, and the elect. But that doesn't knock what you did. You so-called white people did, man. We're here because of you.
Persecuting the church.
Now he's one of the main men.
Hey, the scriptures say the Lord have mercy upon whom he have mercy, man. It's up to the Lord who he has mercy upon. He doesn't have to have mercy on anybody, but he does, and he has a particular people that he's elect that he's gonna have mercy upon, man.
Jeremiah 2:3, Israel was holiness unto the Lord, and the first fruit of his increase. All that devour him shall offend, evil shall come upon them, says the Lord.
Yeah, so that's all the enemies of the nation of Israel, starting with Esau. If you go to Psalms 83, it gives you the list of the nations that came up against the nation of Israel, that made a tumult, came together to keep us down, and now you got a bunch of heathens in the Lord's land claiming the people that they're not. Revelation 2:9 tells you they're of the synagogue of Satan, man. They're not the real J's, man. And That's why they want to shut down the internet, because the truth is coming out.
And they were the main culprits behind slavery. Them Amalek. The Amalek is the leader of all these so-called whites.
It says over 70% of the slave owners were Jays.
They were Jays.
Well, it's they ones that made all the money, right?
They were Jays, bro.
They opened up all their banks. The Bank of England, all these Lloyd banks. You know, coming out with these fake apologies about slavery and all that. Sorry for slavery. But you're still benefiting off that to this day.
Yeah. You wanted to read?
Joel 3 and 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine?
So they actually put us on auctioning blocks and sold us for pennies on a dollar, whatever, because we was the natural commodities back then. Chattel slavery, you know.
That's how America got a fucking hundreds of years head start through slavery. And you want us to just... That's so wicked, bro. Forget that. But then all these other... Go on.
No, I was just going to say, that's why when you go to the west coast of Africa, one of many places where they got it from, right, one only place, but when you look at the land masses, they were named after their commodity. Because you said we was named as we was commodity.
Gold Coast.
You had the Gold Coast, Ghana. You had Negro land, which was Nigeria. You had Cote d'Ivoire, which is Ivory Coast, where they get the ivory from. They basically just sucked Congo as well with the rubber. They just sucked them off there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yes.
Took all their resources and just basically furnished their own land, basically.
You know what's funny you said that, because I was talking to a Nigerian cat. I was talking with him, and he was telling me about, because I was telling him about, he was talking about slavery to me. Spirit was making him talk about slavery, and he talked about this town in Nigeria, it's called Aranchuku. It's an Igbo town, and they want reparations, but the English government said it never happened. But because he was telling me that basically that town, because they're Igbos, he was telling me that the leaders that helped to sell other Nigerians were basically, there was like in-house beefing. Igbos, you know, the different tribes. I don't know. There was in-house wars. So obviously, certain of the people with power helped to topple other little kingdoms. That's how they. So, but that's what it was. Just wicked nigger kings that helped to put other Jakes in slavery. That's what he was telling me. But it's a town in Nigeria called Aranchuku. Look, it's an Igbo, and they told the British government, we want reparations for what you did. The British, oh no, that never happened. They said they're trying to
hold themselves not guilty.
That's guess the book of that's Sirach, the 5th chapter, from the 1st verse. But you're right, and there's a lot of industries, man, that made Esau billions, man. There's a documentary on Netflix. It's called The Story of, and they do cheese, they do coffee, and even down to spices. When you study the history of spices, like you go into Tesco and just buy cinnamon, and it's like it's nothing. Bro, them spices made billionaires. There was a time when you couldn't get the spices in Europe, but you couldn't. So they were going over to like Marco Polo and that. Like for instance, chili. Everyone associates chili with India, right? Chili's from Mexico. What else? Vanilla. Vanilla is from Mexico, from an orchid in Mexico. That went from nowhere else in the world. But now they took over those different regions, and it's like, okay, boom, make these spice trade points. There's whole countries in Africa that already built off making spices. But you understand, when you're paying people absolutely nothing for their labor, and you're creating a commodity that you can go back and sell for astronomical. It's just like the drug game. You're making billions. They made crazy money of chocolate alone. People look at chocolate like it's nothing. There was a time, there's a whole street in London where they had the chocolate houses, and that's where all the billionaires were. Chocolate wasn't something that the everyday man had. That was very expensive, and even now they got billionaires selling that chocolate, man. Hershey's, the Hershey's King.
Verse 13. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong.
Hold on, what's the unrighteousness? They go in and they basically want people to work for free. That's how they did it. Time is money, labor is money. If you could get people to work for free and give you their resources for free, then you're going to be extremely rich. When you've got guys over there and you're paying them a penny to take all of their coffee, and then taking that same coffee and selling it in Starbucks for like £4 or £5.
It's all profit.
The markup and the profit you're making is crazy.
That's what you start. Some of those people over there don't even know, they've never tasted a Galaxy bar. They get you the raw material, they don't even know what you're making it over in France and England and while you're making, you know.
And another thing they were doing is monopolies. So you got the elite. That's why the average everyday Edomite down bad, because they got a bad deal. So when you go into the history of like the East India Company and these guys, when they would conquer a place, they would give the contracts to move certain products exclusively to certain men. So like something as simple as bacon, they'll give a man a contract saying you only can export bacon, and that's by order of the king. So if anyone else tries to export it, they're done. Well, imagine if you could be the main exporter of one commodity. Something as useless as you think is nothing. Bro, on a grand scale, you're instantly a billionaire of the most, and that's what Jake don't understand. Because Jake when they think about making money, they think of cocaine, basketball, sweating on a basketball field. There's Edomites that sell bolts. Just
look at those English, the Nestle and all that. They're fucking wealthy, man.
Market share.
McVitie's, there's all them white boys in you know, them McVitie's.
One of them was in that show.
Chelsea. Yeah.
Made in Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's just there splurging money.
Yeah.
Living like an idiot, you know.
Because it will never end for them. That's what they think.
You got,
even what you mentioned. What about the sugar in the West Indies? The sugar cane.
I was going to say sugar's a whole industry. Even to this day.
Cocaine.
It was cocaine.
They fed that into like so many other industries, drinks, food, all kinds of things. So
and when you look at the sugar plantations, right, you gotta understand they turned the whole island was based around that sugar. That's why you had a lot of famines on the islands, because the slaves weren't even really farming for themselves. They used the slave labor mainly to produce the sugar. So that's why if there was any kind of problem that happened on the islands, a lot of Jake on the islands were dying from starvation. And that also happens in certain places in Africa, because when you're spending all your labor to produce coffee beans and you're not growing food for yourself, if anything happens, you don't have nothing for yourself, because you barely got paid for the coffee bean anyway. But you're not growing wheat for you to eat or something for you to eat. So that happened on the islands. And the whole idea of a 24-hour shift in terms of manufacturing goes back to the sugar trade. So they would have Jake working in 12-hour shifts. That's the first time they would have a 24-hour working manufacturing system. That was on the plantations in the West Indies. So Jake could be working, because obviously with the sugar, it rots quick, the sugar cane. So the quicker you could harvest and process, the more money you make. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna work these dudes night and day. And that's where it comes from. And they were making, when you adjust it to inflation, you had guys sitting here in England making billions, just chilling.
That's why the Tate name is so prominent in a lot of things in the UK.
Right.
You got DT over in it's Southwood.
Southern.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's called Southern.
You got Tate, and Tate.
You got a couple things.
Yeah, because all those guys were the upstanding men in the British society, even the royal family. They were all invested in the insurance company, in all the offshoot industries from the slave trade that they made money from. And then so once they made all the money from Jake's free labor, then you had the, what's it called, the revolution, the industrial revolution. All the capital for the industrial revolution came from slavery. So all the guys that had all the billions and millions, that's capital. You can now take that capital to invest in machinery, because machinery ain't cheap. So now you take the capital from the slavery into the machinery and build up a whole nother system that you've made.
And then you free the slaves, Abraham Lincoln, to go and get them to go work them jobs for free, basically. It's a big game, man.
Jeremiah 22 and 13 again. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbour's service without wages and giveth him not for his work.
And that's basically what they've done. Esau will always find a way to it's called profit maximization. And he'll act like he's fair, but he isn't fair. He's all about maximizing as much money as possible and basically keeping everyone impoverished, so they have to come working for him. For the least amount of money as possible, they'll pay the least amount of tax as possible, and they'll maximize all their profits and keep it all to themselves. That's why you live in a world where where 1% of the population has 99% of the wealth. That can't happen if you're paying your employees fairly. And now, well, past the Industrial Revolution, now we're into this new automated system. You got a company like Amazon, who only about 3% of their revenue is going towards employees. So just all the money Amazon's making, think of that, is really going straight to the owners of Amazon. They're not even having to pay people no more cheap wages, because they got robots and shit to do it.
Like with the large companies as well, when they pay out the shareholders, when they privatize and nationalize companies, because they'll, like Thames Water, for example, will get privatized. They pay out the shareholders mass money, then the company's in debt, and then they will nationalize it, use the taxpayer money to save the company, and a couple years down the line, privatize it again, and it's just a chain.
And that's another thing. I think they said 10% of the American population owns 90% of the stock market. So again, the whole thing is skewed. You know,
we already know what nationality owns the stock market.
Yeah, they are at the head of everything, man. They control it all.
Precept?
Hold on one second.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealing, injures and leeches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
And what you're seeing now is like Esau Edom hasn't really dealt because you're always going to do something to your benefit. Even when we rule the world, things are going to benefit us more than anyone else. But what Esau does is very parasitical. He has a very parasitical form of rulership. Meaning he's not just taking, like, you could take from people. You could rule over someone and say, yo, you need to give me a bit more off the top because I'm the don. Esau's like, give me everything. So what ends up happening is you crush the people underneath you and they end up hating you. Inevitably, the whole world hates the Esau Edom because they're not getting a good deal. When you don't get a good, when your side of the deal is so, then of course there's going to be resentment and anger, and that's what Esau's starting to face more and more. People are looking at them like, bro, like, look what you've done. And then you talk about fair trade. It don't make no sense.
Bro, fair trade. Like, that's why, yeah, go on, brother. It's all right.
Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
That which is not his, because again, he would go find the resources and find a way to control those resources for himself. And it's always been like that, whether you want to talk about spices, whether you want to talk about iron, whether you want to talk about silver or gold. Wherever there's resources, Esau wants to be able to control those resources. He wants to control the manufacturing. He wants to control the labor to skew everything in his complete advantage. And the British had something called gunboat diplomacy, where they would turn up to your nation, park their boats out on the port, send in an emissary with a contract, and the contract's a slave contract. It's a slave contract. You know, it's okay, you're going to sell your product for your resources for this amount of money, and on top of that you're not allowed to manufacture anything. That's how Esau used to do it. So imagine you got like iron. He'll say, yo, you got to sell us your iron for this amount of money, but on top of that you are not allowed to manufacture this and this. Sign that. Man's like, hold on, what?
I'm not signing.
Then it's like, okay, you take man to the window. You see that boat over there? Yeah. The cannons are already set up for your port. So you can either sign this right now, or we'll destroy your civilization.
That's that economic hitman.
And that's why it's called gunboat diplomacy. And so they sign onto the contract, and all of a sudden you've just turned your people into a vassal. Because now you're going to be giving him your resources. You're going to take the iron, he's going to go back to his country, and he's going to make tools with it. Come back and sell you those same tools for 50 times the money, to the point where you're going to be in debt to get those tools. But to make those tools, it came from where you are. But you can't make them because you signed a contract. They do that in Africa all the time. Chocolate. Cocoa will go from one place, go to Europe, they turn it into chocolate, and then take it back over there and sell it for a crazy markup.
Oils.
Oil, same thing.
That's why they said Esau lived by the sword, man. Because he went around threatening everybody.
Yep. You know? That's why you got the BRIC nations now. Trying to, the de-dollarization, Everyone's trying to step away
But
from
they're
the dollar.
Esau too.
Yeah, they're Esau too, but
Because don't get it twisted, Esau running the bricks too.
No,
That's why
obviously, of course.
the bricks ain't coming out from underneath Esau. They are Esau.
No, what I'm saying is that separation though, because everyone's trying to step away from it. Basically, it's the downfall of America.
Yeah, the dollar. But remember, Esau in America. Esau's system is beyond America. He controls both sides. Esau controls Russia. So it's all still part of the thing.
The Rothschild split betting on them.
Yeah.
Put money on both sides.
They're all part of it.
The Lords of War.
That's why Yahushua's got to come and destroy them at the end of the day. Because Esau's ultimately the elites, they're on both sides of that BRICS thing. They control China.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. China just went bankrupt today. You know, you got people outside the banks going crazy. You know, 40% of the banks.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 5:1. Yeah, there's a difference between America and Esau, the elites, man. They're above all that shit. They control all the currencies, all the central banks. Remember, like when you look at it, the BRICS has been helped to be in the position that it's in. It's just an alternative to another system that they created. And that's what we go into on the algorithm. It's an alternative system, but it's the same system. And if you look at it, it's all heading in the same direction, which is what CBDCs, the MOTB. So it's the same system. But they're using the what's it called? Yeah, and the resentment there is towards America to drive these nations into doing something. But they're more than America. They're above that. They're above the nation state.
So we'll go for Ecclesiasticus 5:7-1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
Right, that's the elites. These families all over the world that have made their wealth, that deep wealth that Jake don't understand or know about. There's families out there with crazy wealth. Even if you go to Brazil, right, type in the richest families in Brazil. They're all conquistadors. Every single last family traced their roots back to Portugal. And these guys are caked. There'll be like 4 brothers. And then you see their worth. All of them crazy millionaires and the sister. That's how it works. Same thing if you go to Mexico. Just type in richest families in Mexico. You'll see them. And they got their fingers in all the pies. And they're really the ones moving and shaking and controlling everything behind the scenes. And a lot of them, they're not household names. Because that's most of Esau's wealth is not famous. That's why they created the celebrity society, so you could focus on LeBron James and this celebrity and that celebrity, but you don't really know the Koch brothers.
Or the Forbes.
Or the Forbes live. And even the Forbes live isn't, again, you ain't gonna find the richest families on the Forbes list.
They'll put Bill Gates.
They'll put
Elon Musk.
them guys. People think Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. It's crazy.
It's funny they did the same thing with the drug trade, because you have a lot of people down in Colombia. Well, a lot of people think Colombian thing is Escobar, but it's the old Choa family, which is still operating till this day, which are in control of all of the drug trade.
That's the point. There's
So
guy
they're tied into
look at this guy bought Arsenal. Who knew who that was? The guy's a fucking billionaire. If any of you brothers knew who he was, you're good. I didn't know who the hell that guy was. I just heard the dude just bought Arsenal. I looked him up. Right, this guy owns Spotify. Like who is he? Like who is he? Because he's not gonna be a household name like that. And there's guys that's got more money than him. Their family's got more money.
So all of those household names, when you actually look at what it is in terms of the money that they have, it's sort of like not even real money per se. It's like it's stocks and shares.
Fake money.
I was say, how much does Elon Musk actually generate in terms of money? He's carving it everywhere. You know what I mean?
Paper wealth.
Exactly. It's companies that he owns or whatever the case may be. That's where people's valuations of it.
Yeah, because
it's fake.
It's like those guys can't ever. Bezos could never cash out, because if he cashes out, he crashes the economy.
It's not liquid.
It's not liquid at all.
None of them have, man.
These guys own land and they own the countries. Even the Rothschilds, I've seen it in the 18th century. 18th century, they were funding all the wars in South America in favor of themselves. In the Brazilian revolutions, all of that was funded by the Rothschild family out in Europe.
It's like, if I can just say, because if I'm not mistaken, how can Daniel Ek, the guy of Spotify, be a billionaire, but Spotify's never made a profit? Spotify's in a loss.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
How much
but
do they
owners
generate?
in
Not generating what they're supposed to be.
You gotta look at the guys that were doing hard industries, the guys that were had all them monopolies 100 years ago. They're the ones that actually made gold and silver and have land and resources, and they have all that paper wealth too, but it's all hidden behind hedge funds and all this crap and BlackRock and all that. But the point is, they got crazy money, and that's what adds to their pride. That's why they think they can manipulate anyone, because they have the buy anyone money. Like who was I talking to about Nigeria? No wonder Nigeria's corrupt, man. Bro, how can, if you're a minimum wage in the UK, you're earning like 100 or 200 times what a man on minimum wage in Nigeria is earning. You could buy a Nigerian for cheap. For cheap. Like, and not just, we're not picking on just Nigeria. People talk about it. I know a man that I go back to Bangladesh. They'll give a man 20p and they'll get the works. You know what I mean? Head massage.
You probably get extra.
Right, yeah, you get everything, man. The man to give you his daughter, all sorts. 20p.
More than a happy ending.
So imagine how these billionaires, they buy and sell people in countries. Like, how much is it going to take for you to look the other way? How much is it going to take you to sign this contract and sell out your whole country? You could buy a man cheap when you're a billionaire. What's it going to cost you?
I got something. It says James 5:1. The heading says misuse of riches. It says, go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Which goes into the situation.
Because they defraud people, man. That's what Esau. And another thing, when he sells you his products, there's a lot of fraud going on. A lot of times, the products are killing you. And they're being misrepresented and misadvertised. Do you know what I'm saying? All of it is just
willful obsolescence. Where it's planned to like depreciate over the course of like 3 years. So then you got to either go for repairs or go for a new one. And I think Apple was the one, they got taken to court multiple times for doing it with like the iPhone. But then it's like in every industry, like cars is a good one.
The pharmaceutical industry.
Hospitals,
Pharmaceutical industry, man, they create a problem that they're gonna fix later on down the line. You know, and make money out of it.
During the COVID, you had Johnson & Johnson, major lawsuit because that shit was killing babies for years.
Even in America, like the price they pay, they'll like have American companies produce a drug and they'll sell it in Australia for like 10p, but then sell it for $20 in America.
Insulin is an example.
Yeah, the man's are dying for themselves. But they know you need it, so they're just like, yeah, you better give me that $20. Then the man goes shoot up the school or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. Insulin's like $100, man.
It's crazy.
It says, ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. So behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is us, the slaves. It says, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which are have entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Like even down to the taxation system, the whole, like the brother was going into earlier, the whole system of taxation is really a redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich, because the poor get taxed so many different ways, but the rich have so many different ways to avoid tax. And then not only that, people look at, like I said, they look at places like Nigeria where the politicians, another brother sent me the video, they're making their money out of the government. Well, so do these guys. That's how they work. We see it happen in live during the C19, where they were giving their cousins and that contracts to bring in what's it called? PPE. Man's cousins getting the contract.
Bro, and they said like it was billion, like 1.2 billion, and they said they didn't see no PPE for like 3 months.
It's all a joke. Microsoft, let's talk about Microsoft, man. I remember when I was in school, so I grew up when computers were like coming true. You remember when we was in school, they set up the, I'm thinking every computer had that licensed Microsoft on there. And then I talked to the guys like, yeah, every computer we have to buy a Microsoft license for that computer. And then I was thinking to myself, hold on, that's crazy. So you mean every computer in the UK has decided to give Microsoft that money? And I'm thinking to myself, is there an alternative? Yeah, Linux.
Linux is
okay,
free.
so then why is it automatically Microsoft getting this contract when there's a way to provide you with a similar software for a fraction of the price?
To prove the elder right is when you work with software, no one likes working with Microsoft.
most of the software websites,
they use
it's all
Linux.
Linux
Yeah.
because it costs too much to run them.
Exactly. So that's how you know that, like I said, the redistribution of wealth is they give certain people, certain companies, the government contracts. So you're getting taxed, or they're borrowing the money and then paying it to themselves. Just like when they were giving the banks money, they were stimulus. The stimulus package was going to the elites.
Because they said even, well, when it was the US, it was like people got like $2,000 each. And then what was people going out and spending it?
No, I'm talking about not that stimulus, the big stimulus when they were giving out trillions. They were giving that. They weren't giving that to the little guy. They were giving that to the big dons, and they were taking that money and just doing what they want with it.
Going on holiday.
So it's always a redistribution of wealth. So the whole system is a fraudulent system to keep the poor in their status of being poor, with the illusion of upward mobility. But that's not the case.
And then the whole middle class got destroyed during the COVID as well.
Yeah, they're getting diminished.
They destroyed the middle class.
Well, finish off. No, who had 5 and 1? Yeah, finish that one.
Yeah, finish that. And I mean, this is Ecclesiastes 5 and 3, and it say not
from the top again.
5 and 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
Right, so the elites think that their money and their wealth, which it brings, is enough to save them. That they can be delivered from any circumstance. That's their belief, that's their mindset. And when you got that type of money, it will make you proud. When you can buy and sell people. Even them Arabs are proud, and they don't have as much money as Esau. And if you know people that work around them Arabs, they will do things on purpose just to show you that, fuck you, I got money that you just need to shut up. Remember one guy was telling me he used to do the chauffeur, and he said the Arab don would just come in his car, drink some water and spit it out on the floor in the car. Just to show you, like, listen bro, don't worry about that, I'll pay for all that, that's how I am. You can't do me nothing.
Fuck your calf, nigga.
Yeah, that's how they are. Because that money makes them proud, because they know that the type of money they have, people will do anything for it, even a little tiny bit of it. They'll give you 50 grand and you'll do anything. To them, that 50 grand is like 5p. It's peanuts.
You got women over.
It's peanuts.
You got women doing the porta potty for 50
You got
grand.
men doing the porta potty.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Everyone's doing the porta potty for the money.
To Dubai to get some money. They do anything for that money.
Hey, that's why the whole celebrity industry is built like that. They can make anyone jump through hoops for what for them is a lot of money. But for these guys, it's like, yeah, we gave him 500 grand. Now man's jumping through hoops. Because they have that kind of money and resources behind them that any problem can be solved. They can buy security. You know what I mean? They can pay off enemies. Do you know what I mean?
Reset.
One second, I will get to that.
Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
And that's what they do. That's what the whole idea of the MOTB, which is wicked. The whole mechanism of the mark of the you-know-what is a very wicked and demonic mechanism. It's very arrogant. It's breaking a lot of laws in the scriptures. Because first of all, you got to census Israel to do that. You're not supposed to do that, census them and number the people. But they want to be able to control everything, right? But they got the money and the resources to do it. So they're doing what they're doing because no one can't stop us. We got the money. We can invest in the 5G everywhere. We can make sure there's broadband everywhere. We can manufacture these chips. Or we need someone to sit down and study on how to do it. We'll pay him to sit down and study. Here's $2 million. Do the research, man. Come back to me with some results. Or you got results, here's another 10 million. When you got money, that's what you can do.
Micah 2 and 1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. In the morning is light, they practice it because it's the power of their hand.
They have that power. That money gives you the power to basically get things done. You can find someone who has the skill to do what you need. Whereas you can't do that. A normal man that ain't got money, you can barely get a mechanic to fix your car. Let alone get someone to do a whole research and build a whole product that you need for like something for the MOTB.
This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. For wisdom is a defense and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
And that's where they're gonna come a cropper, because in the end, that pride that's driving them towards this very end is gonna lead to their own destruction. Go on.
3, and it say not,
Who shall control me for my works?
And that's basically what Esau's saying. Who is going to stand up, and punish me and control me? When you look at the elites, I'm talking about the real elites of Esau, even after slavery was abolished by the British Navy, right? Which they just ran that shit on the black market and made more money off it, if you know. Hardly anyone ever actually got persecuted in court for breaking that law.
But it's kind of, it's like the whole like seafaring business kind of shifted, because it was like pirates were taking over, then they paid people to do piracy.
Yeah.
Then them man just joined in the pirate, like it was all a black
It's
market.
a black market.
Yeah.
When you're the one with the power and the control, that's automatically a system to set up for you to have pride, because who's going to punish you? When Esau wants to go, if Esau wants to go and slaughter a whole bunch of people somewhere in the world, who do you look to make that right?
Yeah. You gotta look in this world. You gotta look to him, but he's the one doing it.
He's the one doing it. Yeah. When the guy who has the power
Takes you
and
to
the authority is the one that's the criminal.
Yeah.
When the criminal has the power and authority, who do you go to for the criminal? And that's so the criminal feels emboldened. Right. Who are you gonna go complain to? So Esau does what he wants, blatantly in your face, just like what he's doing over there in Palestine right now. It's so blatant and obvious. And all people could do is run up and down and free this and free that, But automatically speaking, who is going to stop Netanyahu from doing what he's doing? Who? You got The Hague, right? The Hague, let's say they find man guilty. How do you enforce that? When the Native American Indians went to the American High Court, they won their case against the American government to get their lands back. What did the president say? Okay, the court made that judgment, now enforce it.
No army.
You and what army? In order to execute a judgment, you need power. Esau's the one with the power, so their mindset is, who is gonna come here and tell me I'm wrong and make me pay for it?
If I can stay on with The Hague, basically there's an American law called the Hague Invasion Act, which basically says if you prosecute an American, we will invade The Hague.
There you go. There you go. So basically they're untouchable. That's the mindset that they have. That's why you, Jake, when you're pointless running up and down in the street like madmen with your pen, you get your pens out, you start writing stupid shit on placards and holding your damn shoulders up. Just go to the gym and do some shoulder press. What's the point of all this? Running up and down. Esau's not gonna listen to you. When you got power, you don't protest. You just tell a man, yo, and they have to listen and do what you say. When you got to go out there, no justice, no peace. Brother man is sitting in their house eating caviar and shit like, yo, what's these man doing out here?
It's like you're begging. Obadiah 1 verse 3, to deprive thine heart of deceit thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. They say in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
That's right. How you talking about reparations? So Esau has to be the one to go into his own pocket to give you reparations. Because you ain't gonna make him give you reparations. And that is the reality of the situation that we're in. We have an enemy who's got that power and he's proud. He ain't gonna do the right thing. Why would you? Jacob walking around, like, which criminal has ever prosecuted himself? Show me. Which man has said, you know what, man, I'm just gonna hand myself in and I'm gonna judge myself and I'm gonna give myself the maximum sentence? Nah. He ain't gonna do that, and that's Esau's spirit.
But that's how you know Esau's got the power, because when it was the war with Iraq, he went up in Iraq and put Saddam Hussein on national TV. They had him, they pulled him out the bunker. They had to kill the king.
I remember seeing that.
And that was he broke international law.
They killed a king of the planet. That's how you know we know who Esau is. It's the so-called white man. He killed the king of the planet on national TV. He killed this Saddam. This guy is evil, all the shit that and he went and killed him. That's power. He went in his own country. Gaddafi.
was getting violent.
Bro, they put Saddam Hussein. Yeah, Saddam Hussein was on that national telly. He was trying to plead his cause. Esau. They killed him.
They were like,
they murdered him, bro. They did the same to Gaddafi. And that's what you're going into. Esau, he ain't got that yet. It's coming.
That's why they're so proud, because no one's been able to really challenge them on that level and make them pay. Esau's made each other pay.
Yeah.
they've gone at each other and put each other under subjection, but no one's been able to come in, especially Jake. No one has been able to come in and make Jake, make Esau do anything. Even the civil rights movement, Jake didn't make Esau do anything. Esau decided to do what he was going to do. You know? Yeah, go on.
Psalm 73 and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Yeah, and all you got to do is go on the internet, right? And they love to make mockery of other countries and the perceived inferiority of other countries socio-economically. They love it. If you're on Twitter, like, boy, you just see them talking, look at their country, look at the way they are, they're dirty, everything's messed up, blah, 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 blah. That's how they are, because they know they don't necessarily live like how the rest of the world, what they call the third world or even the developing countries, they don't live like how those people live. Like, them man live, there's places in the world where, that's why when these men in London are crying about poverty, brother, there's places that, it's a mad thing. Man are literally living in rubbish heaps. Like, living in rubbish heaps and doing madness to survive. Man climbing in and out of a mine, blood, every day for a piece of bread or something.
7 years old and shit.
It's crazy. The third world is a madness. You know what I'm saying? But Esau's proud of that. It makes him feel, because they don't suffer like other men suffer.
And you see it on the Twitter, they always scream, go on. No, they're always saying online, they always run into white countries, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
They always run into.
Oh, they're gonna bring that over here.
Well, you guys own the world. Of course they're running here. They want a better life. They're immigrating here. Yep. They want a better.
Especially the British. They're complaining about Elam being here. Why is Elam here? Elam's here because you went over to their country and conquered them, and then your elites brought them over here to work for cheap.
But these men are hypocrites.
That's why.
You go to Spain and anything like that, they're the Edomites, man. You know, on vacation.
Yeah.
got a second house out there and all that kind of business.
And now the Spanish are even complaining about the Brits. Have you been seeing that?
Yeah.
They come here, they're drinking.
They've been complaining about it
for years.
Yeah.
The actual public. Now it's coming out more. They don't even want you there anymore.
British disease, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? That's not even a new thing in history, because Rome did that with Egypt. Rome used to, everything they didn't do in Egypt, they used to go to, do in Rome. They used to go to Egypt on a holiday
to party and
frolic even more than they did in Rome.
Yeah.
And that's basically what Esau's doing today. They go on these crazy holidays just to vomit everywhere and
Greek islands and all that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It says, violence covereth them as a garment, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Right, they'll actually oppress you and twist it around and gaslight you like they're doing something.
Like you did it to yourself.
Or you did it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? The Esau's the ultimate gaslighter, man.
We had to bomb Japan.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like
Master psychology, isn't it?
It's legendary. It's like it was better. Like how many soldiers would have done? I'm like, bro, come on, man.
They got forearms now. It's cool.
Yeah, you see, under Esau, your basic rights, you can't. Your water's shit. He can't even get housed. Some countries, it's even in his system, it's hard to get housing. Imagine in the third, it's like
contaminated water in the UK. Like,
yeah,
man, turning the tap on. It's man, these men are like, oh, the glory of running taps.
Yeah.
Turn the tap on, you're dying. Like, what's going on?
None of the waterways in England are safe to swim.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they poo it and everything.
Well, they said even in America, even before Esau went there, there was like sweet water when Gad had it.
Yeah.
You could actually drink from the river streams. Now I think there's like one or two you can actually still drink from if you even want to do that. Because the whole land is been polluted by Esau, man.
Some of the water comes out of these households in America, man, flammable, man.
So them lot Esau's destabilized the world, but it's in his interest to keep the world in that way. And that goes into the difference between Esau's kingdom and our kingdom. We're not going to rule based upon weakening people. You understand what I'm saying? It's like if you're in a race, yeah, you kind of look at it like, imagine it to win the race, you got to drug everybody. So you're handicapping and drugging everyone, and then so that you could win the race, but you're not that fast. You're just handicapped everyone. It's a sign of weakness. So you're weak. That's the scripture speak about it. He that weakened the nation. Yeah, let's get that.
Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Right, so what does that mean? When you put it into practical means, for the last 500 years, what Esau's goal is to handicap and undermine all the nations around him so that he can benefit and be the one on top and look down on everyone. And that's why you see the system the way it is. That's why the people are suffering. And the scripture says when the unrighteous, when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn. But when the righteous are in rulership, the people are going to what? They're going to rejoice. Why? Because our rulership, yes, we're going to rule the nations with a rod of iron. Yes, they're going to be paying tribute. But we're not going to destroy them and have to weaken them. We're not going to have to send in agents and undermine these people and destroy their families over here and make sure these people stay poor. We don't need to keep people poor to rule over them. We don't need men in some dilapidated shantytown state in order to lord over them. Quite the contrary. The world, they're going to be in a much better and stronger position. But we're just always going to be stronger because we're the Israelites.
It's like the race to the bottom. They're going to work for us, man. Yeah. It's like a race to the bottom. Everything's degrading. The only one that's living good is Esau, but he's living in a world that's full of shit now.
Yeah.
You know, who wants to live in a place like that, really?
Yeah, it's messed up.
Well,
One thing. Look at the wars. We're not going to have to rule the world. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start a civil war among them people and fund this side and fund that side. And that's what he did in South America. Just kept destabilizing the place because he knows in that destabilization, they're weak. And anyone that's weak, you can always come in and benefit. Even when you go back to so-called, West Africa, one of the main reasons Esau was able to come in and do what he did was because the people were so divided and they had already had years of infighting, which is destabilization. Esau's hardly ever conquered the people that were all together as one, united and strong. No, you got to undermine them. The Native American Indians did the same thing. Divide and conquer. Destabilization.
I was going to use that example with Venezuela, because they had that American puppet trying to go on for office, and they created all kind of madness in Venezuela, man. And then my man died, Hugo Chavez, he died. And then the other guy that's supposed to be his predecessor, man, was struggling, man. Because of all the turmoil that America caused.
Yep.
And what does that cause? Mad inflation, the money was going crazy and shit.
And then they can go and take advantage of that. Meanwhile, the people are suffering. We're not going to rule the world like that. The world that we rule is the nations are going to rejoice that the Israelites are in rulership. Esau's too much.
Habakkuk 2:15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
And that's what he does. He just puts poison. He poisons people. Poisons their minds, poisons your families, so he can control. And that is the opposite of what we're going to do. We're actually going to uplift the world. The world under our rulership, there's going to be more knowledge, more wisdom, more stability, more strength, more life.
No war.
No war. But we're still going to be on top, and we're still going to be benefiting more than anyone else because we should be. There's nothing wrong with that. But not like our Esau, man. There's no harmony in what he's doing. There's no sustainability in what he's doing in the earth. Clearly, it just doesn't work to be like that. His world just produces suffering. That's it. And then so he could stand up there and look at everyone suffering. He's a sadist.
That's why it says he is as death.
Yeah.
He enlargeth his desires hell.
And that's another thing. You gotta even when we rule, we're gonna respect people's inheritances. You can't have this mindset that everything belongs to you. Like Esau's mindset is no one. Even when Israel came out of Egypt, what did the Lord say? Yo, that's their inheritance. I got an inheritance for you. That's why we said to Esau, we're not gonna take nothing from you. We'll even pay for the water. Esau's mindset is no one should have an inheritance. Everything should belong to him. You will own nothing and be happy with it.
That's what they say.
That's a wicked mentality. It's like, bro, like, what? Can't you let somebody have something? You can be rich and have another man have something. But Esau's like, nah, I need to be rich. And everyone else needs to have nothing.
Even though he's got everything.
Even if he's got more than what you need. He's a sick man.
And they always say, you mentioned it, they're gonna make this country like that, like they're gonna bring the problems of their country here. Well, all them third world countries, they're a projection of Esau, because Esau's about violence. That's actually all these Edomites that are so upstanding. They're really violent. Yeah, that's your mindset.
Yeah, they were operating completely autonomously until Esau came in.
It's a projection of your creation, man, how you wanted it, right?
Fucking add as well that a lot of those nations are now, maybe not the third world, but a lot of nations now are like, we don't want you to be coming in. That's why you get, because he's going to do what? He's going to bring feminism into your country. He's going to bring democracy. And then all of that stuff brings in degradation, man.
Well, you got that one leader in, I think it's, what country is it? Guinea, one of them countries. I was in Traore or something like that. He said he wants France out of the country. So he sided with Russia and whatnot. And you know, you've come to find out that country, I think it's Guinea or one of them countries, 90% of the materials that basically get electricity up and running, it's all used by France. And those people literally live on like less than 90p of electric. The actual people there.
Yeah, France have been doing West Africa dirty for a long time, and it's been going a lot under the radar. And then that's why you can go back, I think it's about 3-4 years ago, because the Italians are dealing with a lot of immigration problems. Because there is a lot of black nobodies just making their way across the Mediterranean. It's crazy. We've seen it. Me and the elder Ramar, when we went to Belgium, you just see black nobodies everywhere just lying on the streets. And in Italy, it's bad.
In Italy, it's just you're on the beach and the man are coming to sell you like t-shirts.
Yeah, man. It's because
everyone's seen the videos of guys in Milan bathing in the they're bathing in the sea.
They have got immigration from, but why is that? Well, the Italian foreign minister cursed out France. She said, listen, the problem that's going on is because of you. Because you are impoverishing all these West African countries that are your ex-colonies. So the members of these countries are leaving, because no one ain't gonna leave a good situation to go somewhere else. All these people that's leaving tropical fucking paradises all over South America to go to America, they ain't doing it. Why would you leave your family and go on a 4,000 mile flipping risking your... No, they're doing it because there's gunshots popping, there's poverty, there's problems where they are, so they're leaving. If those problems didn't exist, they'll probably stay where the hell they are.
Reason for that is Amalek from the States. They were maybe not having the best life, so then they'd go over to Israel, start living better, but now we've got shit, they're going back to America.
And Esau caused them problems. I think, was it the Truman Doctrine? Or one of them doctrines, or nah, I might not be the right one. Where they did all that stuff in South America that destabilized their...
Monroe.
Monroe, that's it, that's right.
Precept. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
And that's Esau. Esau's the wicked, and they want to be, they're like Homelander, man. They want to be worshipped, and they want everyone to say, oh, look at him, he's so great, he's done so much for the world. Thank God that he would really and truly, no, they're going to thank God that the Israelites, they're going to pray every day, oh man, you know, the sons of God are in control, man. And everything's blessed, because under that, man was trying to transgenderize, there was bare bloodshed and death and all sorts, man. And he weren't trying to push the right way in the earth, he was pushing the opposite. They're going to thank God that Esau's just taken out of the way.
That's part of this episode, man. There's no honor in this house.
There's no honor here, man.
There's no honor here, no
it's
righteousness.
not fair, it's constantly lies and deceit and underhandedness. The World Bank, everything that he sets up to help people is working against people. Abortion ships, all sorts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I have a precept, bro.
Yeah, go on.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10:3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Right, because under Esau's rulership, when you really break it down, because all these world events, believe it or not, Esau's behind them, because he thinks he's in control. That's why we tell him, man, you got to also remember there's an aspect where even the other side isn't really the other side.
That's all fun and games, isn't it?
Even the other side is like Russia and them, like they're against America, but what they're doing is still part of one big plan. It's just that they think they can control it. They think they can control everything to get their end, which is the MOTB. But they don't realize that the scripture says the Lord taketh the wise in their own craftiness. The very mechanisms that they're playing out thinking they can control both sides and puppeteer, there's another puppeteer above that that's going to take control, and it's going to go left. And that's where you're going to get the complete destruction of America and everything coming down on their heads. right? Oh yeah, no, I lost my train of thought there. Okay, go on. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over one that is
Profitable, because yeah, going back to it. So when you really break it down, under Esau's rulership, they said the CIA pretty much has started most of the wars that's ever happened in the world. Like Esau doesn't really seek to bring peace or benefit to the world. He's actually caused a lot of pain and anguish in the world, and that's through his lack of wisdom. Whereas in our kingdom, we're gonna do away with all that war and the infighting and injustice. Because one thing, what causes war? War has always been for the same thing. People say it's about religion. That's not really. Always about covetousness. War has always, no one goes to war, right? Because another guy believes something. Come on. Bro, I've got my family here. What am I going to get out of it? Who's ever gone to war and you're not going to get nothing out of it? The Crusades is a prime example. The man did the Crusades because they wanted land in the Middle East. Like, they didn't go, oh, God wills it, the Christian. Look, bro, they wanted land and power. People go to war and they use religion as an excuse, or this person did this, that's the excuse. But really, the elites that's controlling it are doing it because they want to benefit. War usually happens because I want that piece of land that you got there, and you're like, no, it's mine, and now we're going to fight over it. And whoever wins the war at the end is going to get that land.
To the victor belongs the spoils.
To the victor belongs the spoils. That's pretty much every war in history, pretty much that's what it's over, right? That's not going to happen in our kingdom because one, every nation is going to have their inheritance, and two, if you transgress another man's landmark, you'll have us to deal with. There's not going to be no backward and forward. We're just going to turn up, yo, what's going on? Punish who needs to be punished, and that'll be the end of it. There's not going to be a 50-year war and everyone's, no. Everything is going to be kept in order, just like how you keep your sheep and your goats in their different enclosures. Esau don't do that. Esau fosters war and benefits and give this guy this and give that and let them kill each other.
Well, this is why we're going to make kings and priests on the earth, man. To be judges over all the nations, man. To tell them what's what, tell them what's right, what's wrong.
And to bring justice. Because what do people cry out in the world all the time? Oh, there's no justice. Yeah, it's because you got a demon running. He ain't going to do what's just. He's going to do whatever benefits him and where the money's at. You know? Otherwise, he won't care. Was he finished?
Yeah.
Daniel 2:20. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of Yahweh forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding.
Yeah, that's right. The Lord is going to remove Esau from rulership in a brutal fashion. Brothers was talking earlier about when Yahweh Shai comes back. It's going to be brutal. These guys are really going to have their whole military destroyed. Every single military in the world is going to be completely destroyed by Yahweh Shai when he comes. Yeah. All of there's a lot of military in the world. Yeah. They're all going to be destroyed. Yeah. And what's left after that is just people that have to submit. Once you destroy a man's army, you have to submit. Everyone else obviously ain't soldiers. They ain't ready to fight.
Yeah. And on top of that, do you remember in, I believe it's Ezekiel the 29th chapter, it said after that we're going to have a fire to burn all their weapons. That's left. Because if you look at, that's right. Because if you look at what they've spent between Russia, like in America, just on guns and bullets and tanks, it's just insane.
Yeah. You know? America's got several $100 billion every single year on them.
Yeah. Big budget. Yeah.
Well, your money goes where your heart is.
That's it.
And their heart is in the sword, man. But these Christians, you know, they love thy neighbor and all that shit.
It says in Psalms 140, they continue gathered together for war. Yeah. War's in their heart.
And they gaslight. And then they come gaslight us. Yeah. Oh, you guys preach hate. Brother, you manufacture hate, fam. You literally got big 50 caliber rounds that you're printing out like on a fucking conveyor belt, man. Yeah. You're manufacturing warfare and hate. Like, oh, you guys are preaching hate. God says love everybody. Then what? Then why are you spending all that money on your military? Oh, it's to defend ourselves. Then build a wall. Like that's not defense. That's offense, brother. There's a difference.
They're always going into our people's land.
Yeah, that's not defense.
Defending their own land.
That's offense. You don't need all that. Have a missile defense system and some defensive armaments. That's all you need. You don't need all that. What you're doing. You want to go attack people.
Got your will.
Yeah.
So Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, representing Esau Edom. It says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Yep.
And that they should kill one another, like we were talking about.
And really Esau, like when you really break it down, Esau has been behind all of these wars. In one way or of another, he has manufactured, and even you go to World War I, that was a very devastating war. World War I, they thought that was the end of the world, man. How crazy it was. And the weapons that Esau produced, there was never been a warfare like it. Usually man turn up with some bow and arrow and some swords, and man do the warfare, and once you chopped enough man down, the next man are all shook, so they run anyway. And then kind of like the war's over now. There's been a couple man dead. Like, you know, maybe like a couple thousand man died that day, but it's cool. Esau brought in a whole new warfare where you got a man sitting in a fucking,
continent.
Well, no, I'm talking about World War I. They'll just have a man with a machine gun and a guy feeding them with bullets. And they'll just got a next man over there. And because the military, when you read it, they were still, these generals had lived through a different type of warfare to a new type of warfare. So they hadn't adjusted. So their thing was obviously back in the day when it was just the musket gun, you just throw numbers at it. You just throw men at it, we'll get it. Like, I'll do that. The machine gun changed that whole game. Machine gun and shelling. But they were still throwing men at it. Yeah, go up the trench. Forward! All dead. Oh shit. Okay, you next 10 man. Up, forward. So you had like fucking trench warfare in Europe where you just had thousands of men dying over a piece of land between here and there.
They'll get it for a week and then lose it.
Yeah, no strategic advantage. Bro, it was a meat grinder. And Esau set that up.
Crazy injuries.
Because it seems they're able to fly, man, and dropping bombs on planes.
Bro, that's how he started getting shell shock.
Just
because them bombs just come, like boom, oh shit, like.
Cauterization, like you remember when you have like certain new wounds.
Yeah.
They'd have to get hot, fucking
to burn it and that.
Oil and burn it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, boy. The Esau set up World War One, World War Two. Most of the wars are proxy wars after World War One. They were the wars between Russia and America by a proxy, including Vietnam, Afghanistan, recently in Libya. We could go through the long list. Like, it's all Esau. And a lot of people have died in these wars, man.
Even it's the Muslim threat that's funded by America, man.
Oh, Afghanistan was what? It was like Russia was up in there one time.
Yeah, they had Rambo up in there, remember? The movie with the Rambo.
Yeah, and he was
and that shows you how wicked Esau is, because in the movie, the Mujahideen was with Rambo, right? And then now Esau flipped it, that everyone's...
It's like, fuck them, they're devils, man.
They're just evil off the bat. They're just born evil. With a beard. It's like, yo, what the fuck, man? We was in Rambo 5 and shit. Or whatever. Rambo 3.
It's ultimately speaking about the nukes. This is Isaiah 9 and 5. So for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Yeah, and to even invent the nuclear weapon, you have to be a demon. Because you're actually destroying the territory that you're bombing, that you can't even live there. That's crazy. Like the whole point of defeating an army was to take the land. You can't even take the land once you drop an AA bomb on it, man. No one can't live there for the next 2 million years. You're going to take chariots to come and fix that. Because they could open up the atom, but they can't close it back up, which shows you that they're an idiot. They open Pandora's box, man.
And the excuse of the war, but then it's like, I'm like, bro, it's like after the war was done, man didn't just say, okay, now we're done. We're sealing this, we're putting it in a canister, we're shooting it into space. No, they continue. They
double down.
Which they declared war on Japan. Obviously, if you watch the movies like Pearl Harbor, they'll make it look like the Japanese. No, Japan had their own thing going on that side of the world. The British and the American were extending their empire into the east. And the Japanese were like, no, we want to keep the East for the East. And then because the Japanese were coming up against British and American imperialism, they decided to put an oil embargo on Japan to stop them from getting oil. Which, if you know anything, an embargo is a declaration of war. So as a result of the embargo, they attacked Pearl Harbor. So it wasn't like they just attacked Pearl Harbor for no reason. But, you know, let Esau tell the story and...
kind of why they lost China as well, because it's like they couldn't maintain like their ships.
Yeah, they were over there. What about shipping opium into China?
Yeah, that's
all kind of shit.
Bro, they fucking decimated China. Yeah.
And that shows you the whole thing, what they did with Jake with the crack epidemic ain't nothing new. Esau is a let me say this, man. Niggas need to stop making all these damn fucking drug dealer fucking programs, man. And making Jake look like the ultimate drug dealer in the earth. Jake ain't the ultimate drug dealer. Esau's been selling opium and drugs. He got a whole country hooked on opium from way back. The East India Company. They know how to move that weight, yeah? Make more programs about Esau, man, because he's the real drug dealer.
Yeah, but if they do, they won't get the Netflix.
They won't get the Netflix. Like the Supercell thing was alright, but there was too much of that gangster.
But the
niggas getting powers and still selling drugs. I don't understand it, bro.
I was gonna say the good thing is the power.
Yeah, but the niggas, they made a nigga get super speed and started moving 10 bags, like Benzes and shit, like apes. Nigga, you got super speed. Why you doing, bro? That's the best thing.
But that's the thing. When we get a transformation, it's a whole transformation, man. We ain't just get power. We have the mindset to go with it. You know?
Nigga, hey, the nigga's got the ability to turn invisible, and he's like, yo. First, we're gonna take over East. He's like, what are we talking about here? Wait, hold on. You wanna sell drugs? Nigga, you could turn invisible. You know the amount of things you could do, like, to make instant money, bro.
That's an example of the 2/3 if they had experience.
That is crazy, but you know, Esau trying to put that on Jake. Esau's putting that on Jake, man, and keeping Jake's mindset low vibration, man.
This is like vocals, like these niggas can't get powers, man.
That's not reality, man. Come on, man. That's just them, man, writing that in because they when he pushed the show to them, all they were thinking was Top Boy. That's why if you make a black program, they're like, okay, yeah, it's got to be like Top Boy because it will be successful. So that's why they just, you know.
When Top Boy meets Marvel, that's what they were
saying. Yeah, so then all the Top Boy fans can go and watch that because it's got ghetto in there and them man are moving cocaine. It's like, bro,
you become a god, you're gonna get spiritual power. You're gonna go kill cocaine.
Bro, you can turn invisible. Do you know the amount how easy you can make money rather than go start a drug war?
My man's there.
He's going to a bank invisible.
My man's got no money in the account. He just punches the ATM. Busts all the money out of it. Bro, you don't even need to do that.
What's your face? He didn't know he had the power.
He didn't know. And then after that, he went to rob the safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The safe like an idiot.
From drug dealers. It all had something to do with it. That's why I was thinking, why is it so got to be, but I get it. To get the Netflix money, Jake always has to be power or some shit, you know?
What you about to say? Netflix is a big a spreader of wine, of Esau's wine. Like there's this new show showing here, but it's about basically Japanese moles, man. Right? Yeah, the new. And I'm just there like, right, they don't accept that because I tried finding the Japanese response to that. All you're seeing is Variety magazine, Pink News,
they don't rate that shit.
You know, all from saying it's a great watershed moment, this, that, and the other. Right? Part of that strong drink, man.
Yeah, they just like the stereotype shit, man, and that it's disgusting. Me personally, I hate when they keep putting Jake into this gangster stereotype because most Jake ain't even like that.
They're trying to enforce that.
They take this minority among Jake and then make that into like what everything is. So everything's got to be surrounding selling crack or something. Like, go on.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 7 is part of the curses, right? And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee. So these stereotypes that have come upon us, man, that's part of the curse, man. And Esau likes to enforce those to make sure everyone thinks the same way about Jake, man. They're all just fucking grimy niggas, man. Okay, well that's not the case. The majority of us are not like that.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on, I was just thinking about going to the casino. I'm thinking, brother, if you had a brethren, two of you and one of you is invisible, bro, just hit the casino up, man. Don't be stupid. Look, you win some, lose some, then win some, and then leave. Hit the next casino. That man ain't gonna know because your brethren's invisible. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know. How's he winning? Like, because you lose some. Oh shit, I lost. And then the next time you double down.
Even that.
Oh, in one day they could have raised up a good million. We're gonna steal a key of cocaine. What? Bro, you're invisible. Go put some work in.
Even the guy with the super speed, he said, I'll get the drugs to you in 5 minutes. Otherwise it's free. You know what I'm saying? 2-for-1 deals.
Yeah, brother. You got super speed, fam. Then surely you got to just spend an hour thinking about how you can use this ability, please.
But Esau can be Superman.
Yeah, yeah. They don't do it though. When they got their shows, man, they ain't just getting powers and trying to be drug dealers.
Low level.
Fuck me, man. Go on, man.
We're handcuffed drunks and shit.
And that nigga came from a good, wholesome Nigerian family, man. Yeah, yeah, go on. You still got 5. Yeah, yeah, finish. You can finish it off. Yeah, 5. Yeah, Esau's a piece of shit.
This book Ecclesiasticus 5 and 3, and say, Lord, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge by pride.
And that's what's going to happen. Yahweh Shai is going to come and punish Esau because there's a higher power. So that's why our protest is to the Most High. You won't see Hebrew Israelites protesting. When we come out here and do these camps, we're not begging. If you notice, we never beg Esau. We're not, oh Esau, please, oh Esau, I want you to love me. Esau, please change. Esau, give me reparations. Esau, give me this. What was that? Listen, excuse my language. But we're basically saying, Esau, you're going to pay. And we're telling our people to have that same spirit. Don't ask this man for nothing. Don't expect Esau to change. Don't expect Esau to love you. Understand that there's judgment.
What you said? Integrity.
There's a higher power, which is Yahweh Shai.
This is 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Right. We're telling our people that, yeah, it's a powerless situation. And that's why a lot of Jakes sell out. A lot of Jakes sell out and bow down to Esau and give up in the spirit because they're broken. What they see is an insurmountable mountain. So they just say, fuck it, we can't even climb this. We got to better just go along together. Shit, I might as well sell out. They already got control. So why don't I just, get whatever Esau can give me and I'll do whatever he says. Because I can't defeat this man anyway. No one can. Even these black unconscious, I'll never forget. You had Polite, right? And they remember that he was there with like King Noble and all these niggas. They were having a big black unconsciousness. And the only one that was really quite smoky was King Noble. He was like, we gotta get together, man, so that we could go and we could come up against this cracker. And Polite was like, I don't know about all that, you know, and we need to work with them. Because ultimately, if you're thinking, man, and you look at things from a carnal perspective, Esau's won. Esau's won. There ain't no getting around this man. He got all the cards to play on the table. But if you're a spiritual man, we got the trump card. We got the trump card. All them cards he's got, man. We got that one card that will just wipe out the whole board, and that's Yahweh Shai. But if you don't believe in Yahweh Shai, then you really are going to take that MOTB. Because what else is there? Esau is God in this world. Let's just keep it real. Even the Muslims believe Esau is God, and I can prove it to you. Who's Iran looking to? Oops.
And that's meant to be a nation based off, like, they're meant to be
Islam's in the name?
Yeah.
Islamic Republic.
Islamic Republic. Meanwhile, they're linking up with the Russians are Orthodox Christians. Like, Greek Orthodox. What's going on?
Russia is the God of Islam. That's who's protected. The only reason why that man ain't been squashed like a bug is because of Allah. It's my man Putin like, yo, don't touch that man over there. He's the one that's a guard onto them. They ain't standing on their own. Their backative is coming from Esau anyway. They know where the backative is. Let's keep it real. Saudi Arabia, we know who gave them the big guns and all that. It wasn't Allah, I didn't give them that.
Prince Charles, King Charles, when he was a prince, was going over there doing the saber dance, selling them F-16. Like,
let's keep it real. But we know that we got the trump card. We have a power that is unseen, that is more powerful than Esau either. So we're on a different mindset to everyone else. So Esau come to us, he can't shake us, man. Because we know that he ain't the God of the earth. But these people out here, Esau is their God.
We've got a little something, a little article. I'm going to show you. The point you made earlier about Esau's power everywhere. This is out Jazeera website, and it says infographic US military present around the world. And it says the US controls about 750 bases in at least 80 countries worldwide and spends more on its military than the next 10 countries combined.
Badness runs the world. That's the reality. But we're going to come with the bigger badness than what Esau's got.
That's right.
Because Yahweh Shai and the angels is a different level of badness and power. Righteousness.
It's
Judge and make war.
It's righteousness. So there's nothing wrong with war per se. You can make war, but Esau's never had a righteous war. Esau's never had a righteous war. Esau's wars have always been unrighteous. You can name them. In fact, I dare you. If you even dare say the Civil War, man, you're getting kicked out of the camp at one time. The Civil War wasn't a righteous war. The Civil War was an internal struggle between different states and the Union as a whole. The southern states wanted to keep their independence so they could keep more of the pieces of the pie to themselves, whereas the elites were trying to bring them all together in one union to control them. And that's what Lincoln was doing. That's what the Civil War was over. It weren't about freeing the slaves, you donuts. You think a white man's gonna go get himself killed to free some nigga that he don't? Come on. Like, let's keep it real, man. Stop the bullshit, man.
Shoes on our foot. I'm trying to keep them in slavery too.
Yeah.
I mean,
But if that was the case, when Jake was leaving them southern states, they shouldn't have reached no racism when they moved, because a lot of Jakes moved from like to LA and all these different places are up in the north. Did they not experience racism? But why? I thought them niggas died for it. Would someone that would willing to die for you be racist to us? No. So that shows you so bullshit, man.
It's the book of Psalms 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in a great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
They've spread themselves throughout the earth. Esau's power is international. They influence things on an international scale. Something Jake don't know nothing about, because there isn't a Jake on this planet that has the power to influence international matters. They don't. Jake only has local badness. Yeah. Even when it's funny, because you see these niggas, man, and they want, yo man, you know, you motherfucker. Listen, man, a man from, you look at this whole situation with King Vaughn, you got a brer that's in LA would just disrespect the hell out of O Block, and O Block's meant to be this great, you know, unstoppable force in gangs, but what does everybody really know? You're bad in O Block. You do not have international badness. Your badness is in O Block, which is some small area and block. That's it. Otherwise, man from LA wouldn't be running their mouth on the internet about you, because they'll be like, oh shit, that man would touch me where I am. No, most Jake have what's known as local badness. Within a certain 1 mile radius, that's where your clout ends. And the minute you go outside of that area, you get no respect and man will kill you.
That's why they call it postcode.
That's the reality of life. There's only a few criminal elements that have badness outside of locality. You might have a few cartels that maybe have some international, but even them, they have an area that they have influence over, but they don't go to Italy. Them man can't go where the mafia is in Italy and start talking about, I'm from the Bloods. Yo, I'm a Blood fam, some random road in LA. Yeah, but what's that mean to us? Take this guy and put him in the back of that fucking, and just bury him somewhere.
Swimming with a fish.
Whereas Esau has that international power and influence. He spread himself like a bay leaf with power, meaning he can control what happens in other countries. He can influence them. They got companies that influences what happens in other countries. That are stronger and more powerful than governments. CEOs that can pick up the phone call to this politician and that politician.
Some of these GDPs of these companies are created in a lot of these nations.
That's what I'm saying. Esau's on a different level when it comes to power and influence. Jake ain't nowhere near that. But Jake think they are because they got this internet gangsterification clout that they run around with. But they're nobodies, man. Them Jakes go to other states all the time and get fucking clapped. And that's it. They're them niggas that killed Pop Smoke running around doing podcasts, man. Hey, because you know why? Because they're like, them niggas is from New York, man. They ain't going in, if they go to they ain't gonna go to New York where Pop's ends are, because they know it'll pop off. But they know full well your money and your reach ain't long enough to catch us over here. We over here, man's out smiling, telling people what happened. Nah, man, it was just a normal robbery, man. We didn't really go there, we didn't give a fuck. Yeah, because they're from LA, they don't give a fuck about that. Local badness. Esau's got international badness. You know? Earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. But in the kingdom, we're going to have that international power and influence over the whole earth. The scripture says we shall reign in the earth.
So there ain't nowhere in the world where our power and influence isn't gonna reach.
Everything's out of jurisdiction.
Esau power go to the Pacific Islands and shit, man.
Remote areas.
Antarctica and all that.
They got their setup in Interpol and all those.
Man, I go to the
nations, bro.
man, I go to the moon and put a flag there and tell me.
Hey, you see James Bond?
Yeah.
James Bond go anywhere, man. Yep.
Drones.
Go there, clap people in another man's country. Oh, they got what's known as diplomatic immunity and all this shit.
Oh, there was the chick that ran over some kid over here.
Yeah. America.
She fucked off. Like she was got like it took like a year plus.
We got his sons trying to get extradited.
Hey, did you ever see the parking fines for the embassies? Yeah, so you know, like if they got the registration, If you ever get a chance to look it up. The American embassy, bro, they owe TFL fucking millions upon millions in fucking parking fines and violations. Like more than any other nation. Like you might get some other nation that owes like $1,000 or two. No, these men owe millions to TFL. Millions. Well, you know they ain't never gonna pay that.
This kingdom's wicked. I remember hearing something about how in the UK you got lots of you got military bases in the UK, but they basically say certain times they don't even know what's on the planes that America brings.
No, that's confidential. They wouldn't allow you to know that.
But that's like a military base in the UK and they're supposedly allies.
No, they wouldn't allow you to know that. That's how it rolls, man. That's why Jake got to give up on gangster shit and just stick with the scriptures, man. And so we could get real power. That gangsterism doesn't have no power. Because if it did, you wouldn't end up sitting down somewhere in a cell if you had real power. You know?
Only say, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found.
And then ultimately that's going to happen when Yahweh Shai comes. All this power and influence that Esau has is going to go to nothing. And that's a beautiful thing, because we're tired of seeing Esau talking and running his mouth, and everybody's listening to him. And Esau will sit there, come up with some protocols, disseminate it, and then the whole world is changing. That's what people don't realize. You look at like the Bilderberger meeting, they'll come, they got all the CEOs there sitting there, and your life is directly affected by them. For real. Something that's gonna happen in your school, in your wherever you are, is a protocol that's come down the chain from the top all the way down to you, and now you're following a statute or law that these men came up with.
The WHO.
The WHO and all that stuff. Even the whole system, man. It's a top-down thing. It comes from these Edomites, and they'll touch everyone, or they'll make up some standard that everyone starts following.
This is Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Now you see, Jay don't want to deal with that. Jay don't like the idea of waiting or having faith in a higher power, because Jake's proud, and which there's nothing to be proud of, because niggas is down bad. But Jake want to feel like I got everything in my hands and my control. Man, fuck that, man. I got to do my thing, but you ain't really doing anything. Because the most you're going to do is end up having an Edomite bend you over a table somewhere or sucking off an Edomite, which is how it goes. That's where you end up when you follow that role. If you want to be something in this world, you're going to end up bowing to Esau, because you'll find out in due time that he controls every aspect. Full spectrum. It don't matter if we talk about celebrities and hip-hop, it don't matter. In the business world. In the business world, there's a ceiling. And then you want to get past that ceiling, Esau gonna start putting his hand on your leg or compromise you with some kind of way. You gotta be initiated into the system. So my thing is, accept the fact that we are under punishment, we are in captivity, you are gonna be down bad, and you are gonna be suffering, but we have a savior that's gonna come and deliver us out of that. That's what you have to accept, with manliness. But when you don't want to accept and humble yourself, hey, well, Esau gonna humble you for you when you're in that room sucking off some old Edomite. That'll really humble you. I'd rather be humble the way we're humble. Brothers just get on with their lives and accept the fact that Esau's ruling the world, but we have a king that's gonna come and deliver us. We're not trying to save ourselves, because we know that's not gonna happen. Yeah, brother, you get them guns together. Yeah, we we're gonna do some press ups and we're gonna take over. Man, fuck all that, man. Just go to work and pay your bills and wait on the Lord, man. Teach the word. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like drink some of your yard now and again and get some pussy, man. Like that's all you can do. Don't start thinking, oh, you know, if we get together and unify, we could. No, you're not. You're not. Esau gonna put that to an end because this is his world.
The Lord gonna put you out. The Lord gonna put you out. Because in Romans 13, the Lord specifically said, "Depart separate things."
That's right.
Says the Lord's the one that put Esau in power. He's the one that take him out. So if you try and interrupt that prophecy, the Lord gonna let Esau destroy you.
No man shall buy them.
And the scripture says Esau don't bear the sword in vain.
Even these clowns, and this is what I hate to go back to this drug dealing thing. But like we said, Esau runs that world. And most of you man don't even realize that when you go in, the drug game is just like the hip hop game. Probably even worse. I think it's probably worse because you know what, the hip hop game, like you can make some money out of it or not. The drug game, 99% of the niggas don't make no money. Your workers at the bottom, you're ticking. Yeah. You niggas are like one fucking bad loss away from getting your toenails clipped in. You know what I'm talking about? Like you niggas had to borrow to get that box that you got. And you're one seizure away from now you owe that box and you don't have another way to get it back. That's how most of these men are living. They're out there spending their re-up. You know what I'm saying? You better hope you don't lose that box. Otherwise there's problems for you. But guess who's at the top of that pyramid? And they don't have to worry about what gets lost and what don't get lost. It don't mean nothing to them. They don't even have to get their hands dirty. They're not worried about no one trying to kill them or nothing like that because they're above all that. Them man that's with the CIA and all that, they don't have to worry about all that. It's you that's got to watch your You're living watching your back all the time. So you think you're rebelling against the system by selling these drugs? Bro, you're part of the system. You're a worker. You're no better than someone working in McDonald's. It's just the McDonald's worker doesn't have to stick a rock up his backside. You know what I mean? And then go. Hey, you know who was funny, man? Hey, I don't know if you saw it. They had this one. You know that black? There was a one black chick, yeah. She was making all these saucy videos and talking all that ratchet shit, yeah. And you had these niggas coming on trying to get at her. And she says, "Oh, what? You're 30? Listen, well, you're telling me I'm dropping it down low. What are you doing when the police tell you to spread your cheeks, yeah?" And she went, "And you drop it?" Hey, yo, and he was hurt. He was like, "What the fuck? It's true. You niggas is actually putting objects in your anus, bro.
Human cargo.
Like, you just as bad as them jezzies, man. Busting it down, man. Lubing up that ball.
It's not even just on the road. They do the same shit in jail. They cheat in jail.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They do a lot of shit in jail.
Yeah, man. You better off going to McDonald's and be a supervisor. And then you got to get run down. I remember one time I was at work and a youth come running in, blood. The man were after him because he was selling in the wrong ends, man. The man was going to shank him up right there and then. That's what you got to deal with, man. If you're working at McDonald's, you ain't going to deal with that. Just so you get an Averett jacket.
I gave someone the wrong burger or something. Give me the manager. I want to talk to the manager.
That drug game is mad. And then on top of that, the oldest that's above you will shop you out at any time to feed the beast. They'll snitch on you and make sure you get caught out there.
Your old mans will rob you. Bro. They see you coming up and all that. Like, no money. Rob you.
They not happy ending. Like, listen, man, just get,
just
learn
get a forklift license, man.
Yeah, get a forklift license.
Make it happen.
Get a badge, bro.
Do something, man. Don't start selling drugs, man. That's the stupidest thing you could ever do. And you're still working for Esau either way. Don't think you're being a rebel. You're not being a rebel at all. You're being an idiot, man.
Esau knows everything, man. They don't let the illusion of getting away with it make it seem like Esau, even like, Esau knows we here right now. Esau knows
He's files on everybody.
He's got files on everybody. Because the thing is as well, especially in the UK, cocaine is in the UK. So how did it come in here?
Well, according to them, it's a bunch of black women from Jamaica. They're stuffing vagina, drugs in the vagina. So all these tons of drugs, that's how it's getting into the country, right? No, that's the little. No, the real amount of drugs is coming in on the military planes and the diplomatic planes. By the time,
American Gangster, that was, and then even with it's like American Gangster, similar to like Lord of War. there's like upper echelons of like military generals, colonels, whatever, that co-sign the shit. They'll just be like, oh, yeah, military will deal with that as well. And like military court, that's not even, bro. You don't even know what happens. You can't even look up like with civil cases. You can look up certain things in the US. With military court, they can do whatever they want.
And what they do is Esau deals with the drug trade like anything, supply and demand. So when there's too much on the streets, they get together and say, you know what, man, there's too much on the streets, so we need to go seize some of this. So, okay, Pookie and his gang, catch them. These man and them, man, catch them. And then all of a sudden it reduces the supply, causes more chaos. When they need, because that's another way Esau knows how to cause chaos. He knows that when you take out a certain drug dealer, instantly there's going to be chaos. So if they need to destabilize an area or a gang, take that guy out, and then these men are going to fight for his position. And then you're going to have that, and then we can put that in the news and get everyone's attention on that. Esau knows all this stuff. He's got this thing down to a science, man. But you're just going to be a pawn that don't know nothing about that.
And also the scapegoat for his criminality.
You become the scapegoat. Hey, you heard about them Jake that got arrested in the van with all that coke? Oh yeah, we just found it by accident. No, they didn't know about them dudes from day one. It was just time to set them up. It's just time to read.
You ain't gonna pay?
That's why we gotta get out of here, man.
I was just saying, nothing comes in and out of this country about Esau. No,
they know.
It can't. You ship something incorrectly, man. The tax man's like, you didn't pay the tax on that, man. Pay up. How does he know? Because he knows everything. Man.
He's got to know much more with the MOTB.
Yeah, the MOTB, man. But what the drug dealers gonna do when it?
Oh shit! Oh, slap. And then you bro, NFTs.
But it was the thing that you posted up with the FCA, because right now you can deposit cash of up to like 20 grand a day. But then now they cap that we can only deposit 20 grand an entire year in cash into a bank. Right? So I immediately said, what are drug dealers going to do?
Well, you deposit now, you need the sort code and account number of like the account, where you need to verify where it came from.
Right.
Provide details of where it's going to. You need to have slip.
And then it just goes back to the guys that are juiced in will have an Edomite that's there ready to clean it up. JP Morgan, they've been caught many times making money out of the drug game. So that's where that money ends up getting laundered. Who's doing the laundering? It's not no Pookie. It's always going to be an Edomite. Anyway, like, that's what I was saying. I hate seeing all that. I think they need to ban that whole. That shit needs to go, man.
I wanted to see season 2 still.
Nah, not Super. I'm not talking about Super Soul specifically. I'm just saying like just Jake in general. That's all they put out there for Jake. If you look at the most popular Jake programs there are, it's Power or some Super, and then never ending spin-off.
all that nigga shit.
It's like niggas worshipping these people. They worshiping Franklin Saint and all this foolishness.
Larry Hoover and all these guys.
Anyway, go on, man. Be an Israelite, man. That's what you need to be.
This is the book of Psalms, the 18th chapter, verse 17. He delivered me from my strong enemy and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me.
Yeah, you have to admit that. Esau is too strong for us. We are no match for Esau in the arena of war and battle. And that's why we're in the condition that we're in. This is why we are where we are, man. And Jake needs to come to that realization that we are for prey in this man's society. Esau could do what he wants, man. And even now, the whole idea of political correctness was just to keep you quiet because they can't be bothered. You really can't, you have no power to force Esau to do one thing or another. I don't care if you're in America, I don't care if you're in the UK, you have no power to do anything to this man. If he wanted to, if he really wanted to, he would just come down on you hard, and what are you going to do about it? You don't have the resources to go to war with this man.
No might shall be found in thine hand.
We don't have the might, man. Because if these dudes were if Jake was so bully, we could make Esau do what we want. Man, like, who's this? Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer's got 1,000,000 times more power than any of these little niggas running around on the street. I notice you don't go mess with him. Go put pressure on him and see what happens to you, man. You can't pressure these guys.
Get shot multiple times.
You can't pressure. These are the real bad men in the earth. They're not worried about no Jake. They're not intimidated by Jake.
That's why they live where you live. These politicians, they'll have a house just next door or whatever.
Jeremy Corbyn in the gym.
Oh yeah, they might step to him.
Oh yeah, when was the cap that time, man? Rishi, before he was
security with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Esau unlike Jake, has guys that he literally hires and put through rigorous training just to kill people. And you have to remember that. Like, the problem with gangs is gangs are mainly full of weak men that are opportunists. And they have no training. The only mans that you can say got real man are the cartels, because you look at, like, a lot of the cartels have military units. So they're an organization that's on a different level. But if you look at most of Jake's gangs, it's just a nigga that can't shoot, man. You know what I mean? Like, and niggas that's tired. Niggas don't have no military tactic. If they sent in like a couple, 20 normal soldiers from the British Army to go against something, they might be dead. They might be dead. They just taking cover. They be killing these dudes, man. Jake be shooting without looking, man. I see CCTV. Remember that one from Hackney when he was on the bike and the police rolled up and he was shooting. He wasn't even looking where he was.
That was on GTA.
Yeah, you remember that shit?
Lucky shot.
He was shooting, not looking. But that's the level Jake's on. You know?
You remember the one, was it Chris Carver that was trying to drive into the police?
Yeah, he got clapped.
But remember that the officer took one shot, headshot, done. One shot. One shot.
They got the real killers. They got snipers. Real snipers.
Drones.
Drones.
Bioweapons. Man, them drones will decimate.
And the ability to recruit infinitely. That these gangs don't have. These gangs can't go out the next day and just recruit hundreds of men and put them through a training process. They gotta groom these little niggas. They're gonna buy them chicken and chips and shit.
Jordans, and you sell out for Jordans.
Yeah, man. Jake we ain't on no level.
Oh, alright.
It says, they prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord Yahweh was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me.
Yeah, we need that deliverance, man. Now you might say, okay, you got the Jamaican Defense Force, but that's just not enough. You might, it's just not enough, man. Jake don't have it like that, man. But them JDF are some bad boys. Them bad boys.
They're better off getting the bobsleigh team.
So if I can grab this real quickly, you jump up? Sirach 4:28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you.
So we gotta let the Lord fight our battle, man. The Lord's gonna raise us up in power, and he's coming with the chariots, man, and angelic power, and that's what we're gonna need to really show this man what's what. But in the carnal sense, Esau's got this, man. The man's got fucking F-18, F-20, what was it? What's the
All of them.
F-35s, all sorts.
These brothers went into the example yesterday on the live. The Lord sent one angel to kill 185,000 Syrians, man, and wipe them out. They ain't going nowhere. Just take their asses out. One angel. So we don't got to do nothing, man. It tells you that in Psalm 44, we ain't going to lift up a sword, a bow. The Lord going to fight for us.
All we need is this. The scripture said we overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, man, and the word of our testimony. Now, some people might think that's not cool, but we ain't here to be cool. I mean, it is what it is, man.
I have a quick one. This is Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord. Disappoint him and cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Yeah. And we're going to need that deliverance, because the day's going to come where Revelations 12 and 12, this devil's going to come down with great wrath, knowing that he have got a short time, and he's going to flip the script on people. And then you're really going to understand why he's called the devil. You're really going to understand how merciless this man can really be, and how he really don't care about you. You guys are going to find out, and they're already setting it up like you Jakes. You're all up on the internet making yourself look like beasts. But Esau's going to deal with you like beasts. Like we just mentioned O Block on that. They ain't going to be chipping you niggas. They're going to kill you. You think Esau, come get your chip. Nah, man, listen, you see that area there? That's unmanageable. Just go wipe them niggas out. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, there's precedent. There's precedent. I was at Move, Apostle Kabas.
Move.
where basically they just dropped a bomb on a building.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's it.
dropped on
Yeah,
the
some
bomb.
areas you don't bother trying to get that under control. You sanitize that. and you, Jake, make it easy for Esau to make that case because you're all over the internet and social media looking on like an unreasonable beast.
Yeah, unreasonable.
But Esau, the devil's gonna come down on you. He's gonna show you that all that human rights talk that he was talking about, you don't really care about all that human rights. None of that matters. And what proves that is what they're doing to them Palestinians. The same man that's telling you about human rights and children's rights got some child with a yoke hanging out, blood. Man dropping bomb and then on TV like, yep, yeah, that's all right. Remember the woman, she said to the woman, oh, they found dead bodies in the hospital, buried with their hands behind that man. And the woman's like, yeah, they were terrorists. Man's like, but why were their hands tied? She was like, well, you don't know what they were doing before their hands were tied. But it's like, but bro, you do know it's a contravention of it's a war crime. You're not allowed to shoot, to kill, execute prisoners. But that just shows you, like, Esau just did it and it was like, yo, well,
no one's gonna hold him. Who's gonna hold him? Like you said, who's gonna hold him to account?
So
who's running through to
the same thing they're doing there, they're gonna do it in America and Britain. They're gonna set up a situation where there's a crisis, and they're gonna say, okay, we need to just do this.
Bro, I think it was back in what, 1989, the Panama invasion, right? And bro, back then, people said they was being struck down by lasers. The actual
Havana
Panama, like yeah. Like if you watch that, people were saying they were just standing there, and inside their body felt like it was burning, and there was nothing around it. And that was in fucking 89. So what do you think it got in 2024? Yeah, and people was being melted into their car seats. So what are we gonna do? Shoot sideways?
That's why you have to have the mark of exemption, man.
They're using AI now. That's one of the things that they've been testing out in Gaza, man. Basically using AI to pick the targets.
I've got a quick one. Psalms 1, 2, 4, and 1. If it had not been for the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been for the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick. When their wrath was kindled against us, then the waters had overwhelmed us, and the stream had gone over our soul, and the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who have not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who made heaven and earth.
And that cuts IUIC, man. But they said the name don't matter. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Man, yo plate yoga. These guys need to die, man. They guys need to die.
Working, man. We're seeing a lot of guys now. The Lord's going to start disbanding a lot of these groups, man. They're not teaching the whole truth. You see what's happening on the net. You don't have to mention no names. But the Lord's working, man. The apostles been saying this for years. Now it's going to be distinguished who the true men of the Lord are, and who the feigners and the phonies, man.
Precept. 1 Peter 4 and 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
That's why there's going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. You know, Nate was once denying that, but we're going to have to face it first, man. We're the subject of the Lord's, anger, really. We pissed them off. So we're obviously going to go through shit, man. The wicked are people that don't want to repent, because that's important to repent, to acknowledge fault against the Heavenly Father and repent. That's where the Lord's wrath's going to come first, man.
You got this dude, Sikari. I don't even like talking about this. But yeah, I'll mention it. Them dudes talking about how you ain't supposed to worship your Hawashai, doing the most.
This is why the Lord's disbanding them.
Yeah, them men are gonna be destroyed.
Now them boys are separating and making excuses why they don't want to be around each other. We don't know the ins and outs, but it's the Lord that's doing it. We've been warning them guys for years. Stop disrespecting the elders and just teach the truth. If you're gonna teach the truth, don't start being a novice mixed with pride and all that.
Yeah, they're just making merchandise. It's clear that guy made merchandise out of the word,
lost
man.
his way, innit?
And for a lot of these new cats coming in, they see, oh, the great, they see all the fluff around the outside, but we knew this dude, man. Like, you know what I mean? This dude was some little man, and then he just became a high priest in like 2 years, man. Man went on the fast track high priest program, and then just become a high priest.
The whole of Israel.
Went on that fast and become a Nazarite.
That's why you can't tell a nigga he's a Levite, bro.
Take it to the head.
Become the high priest in 2 years.
He lost his way.
Man went into the hyperbolic time chamber and came out a high priest.
Now he's above the elders and all that.
It was above
He said
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai.
He said Yahweh Shai has to wait outside the temple for him.
Wow.
Damn.
That's crazy. You know,
In
there
the
was
same breath,
a lightning bolt that just come from the heavens.
In the same breath, he's saying the words of Apostle Paul ain't possible. And he's just getting too.
And they know
far
they're
ahead.
the mans that's running around with the guns and acting all this thing.
So
We're going to find out when all hell breaks loose who the Lord is with.
That's right.
You know? Because if the Lord ain't with you and Esau come true, boy, Esau going to tear you up.
IUIC should take note of that, man.
And IUIC, they're another group, they're killers. They're killers. Come down to the Passover, you women, so you could get with a killer. Why a woman want to get with a killer for, bro?
The Apostle's been saying that IUIC going to be next man, probably.
Niggas is killers,
Just
bro.
said it, First Peter 4:17 and boots. Lord's going to start judging these camps, man.
This is Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord.
And that's what it is. A lot of these men are teaming up. They join ISUPK in these camps, man, because they're very carnal. And you have to be a spiritual man to really discern and see what they're doing. You look at someone like IUIC, what's their angle? Money and prestige. That's their marketing angle. That's why they wear the purple with the gold trim, and they all the kings in the building. They're playing on Jake's carnal ego to get to that bag. That's why when they talk about GMS, how do they really cast us down? Bombs. They bring it to the money. So that shows you how they're marketing themselves. And Jake's going to them really not because of the spirit of the Lord is there, but it inclines themselves with their ego and their desires. That's their ego. Now the ISBK, they get the other side of the ego. You know, them guys that want to be the killers. You know, brother. You know them Planet of the Apes ass niggas. You know the gorilla. You know the gorilla from Planet of the Apes. That's how that man want to roll. Oh yeah. And then so they're attracted to that vibration and that ego. They all play on ego, but then they're all not spiritual. Great Millstone, if you notice, we don't market ourselves no way. Our thing is about edification and teaching the truth. We're not saying to come over here because we're a bunch of tough guys or we're a bunch of guys with money. Listen, the spirit of the Lord, the prophecy. We're all about teaching this word and having faith and being balanced, man.
You should know them by their fruits.
Yes. So really, if you really want to come into Great Millstone, you damn sure ain't coming in because you're trying to make money. You ain't coming in because you're trying to be a tough guy. Because we ain't pushing that spirit and the vibration. You come into Great Millstone, it better be that you want to humble yourself and teach this word, man.
Or you're trying to make it to the top. You're trying to get some accolades and fame. Like Sakari. That's their angle.
Yeah, that was always, this Sakari guy always wanted to basically live out his ego that he had in the world, in the truth. And he's achieved that. Because he's based, that's why they're called the Sakari. Why would you name yourself? Listen, you could tell a lot by a man's psychology by what they choose to do. This man is like, you know, when you give yourself a name on a game. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to live out it. But, you know? Wow, the Sakari is a group of assassins, man. And they weren't even spiritual men. They weren't a part of the ministry of Yahweh Shai. Now, sorry, 1 second. In the gang culture on the Latino side, the Sicario.
Made a movie called Sakari. That's true.
That's what it is. That's what they call themselves. The Sicario. That goes back to Sakari. So the Sakari has always been involved with badness. And that's really what they on. But they couldn't really get with the badness in the world and get the acclaim, because you know what that comes with. That comes with meat shops and getting your head chopped off and all that crazy shit. So they come into the truth with that ego, and then he tried to establish that in his truth. That's why the Sakari has the sword with the gang emblem, and they want to do the hip hop because every gang has their hip hop contingent, their hip hop media, man. Bro, every gang has their hip hop media, man. Am I lying? Every gang has their designated rapper that raps about the gang. Even in London, bro, even in the cartels, they have man that sing songs about the cartel. That's actually part of like the gang culture is having your local, and he might even be the man putting in work, but he representing the gang in them bars. Yeah, tell me I'm lying. It's the PR guy, like, yeah. Then man go do work, go tell him about it so he can mention the names. Yeah. This a man did this man. We know how it works. So they're living out their gang life in a safe manner, in the truth, and that's why they start pulling out guns now. Bring guns to camp.
It's from Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sin, where in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air. But the Spirit now worketh in the children of disobedience, right? This is how he was back in the world. Right? This is the mentality we're trying to shed.
Yeah, that ego, man.
You know? When you come in the shoot, that's something you're supposed to leave behind. Become a new being, right?
Nah, he didn't become a new being. He pretends he has because he got a Hebrew name and he learned some breakdowns. And he got a good memory, and it's not like everything that he teaches is going off on, but he lacks the key ingredient and always has done, which is humility. He ain't got no humility. He has his own agenda that he's trying to push, and he basically co-opted the gospel to achieve that. And in that, he's going to be destroyed. Because this thing ain't about any one man. It's about Yahweh Shai. And the scripture says if you come into this truth, you have to deny yourself. So wherever your ego or your ego was in the world or whatever you want to do, you can't even come take over the truth and make it into that. Try. Man's got a day. I saw a man do a day in the life of video. Like, nigga, what are you doing? Like, you know why you're doing that? Because you want to be the clout. You're basically a hip hop don. A celebrity, an influencer, that's what you are.
He was the only main one going on all them podcasts with no jumper. No one else is going with him.
But why are you going on no jumper for,
man?
Man?
Man's a game, he's batty, man. That guy had whatever
you ain't got to do all that, man. First of all, even in the world, there's certain men that do things that won't go on certain platforms because they don't want to sully themselves with that kind of vibration. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to be associated. Let them man talk about me, but I'm not gonna go on there because I'm not a part of that. I don't want to be on it. But you niggas go anywhere, man.
Have fun there with Whack 100 talking shit, you know, about some world.
And then he started talking about gangs and all this shit. Because he wanted to be Whack 100. That's the truth. He wanted to be Whack 100, but unlike Whack, you couldn't go through with it, my man. So you said, I'm going to put a garment on, man. I might get killed out here in the street. Go on, man.
One more verse. Verse 3 says, among whom also we have all had our compensation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by the nature the children of wrath, even as others.
Niggas having a Passover party in a strip club. That's crazy. And then had to apologize about it after. But if you were spiritual men, first of all, if you were even just following after the traditions, you shouldn't follow tradition. No, there's a certain point where you should follow tradition. If you were following after the traditions of the elders, you wouldn't even be doing that anyway. The elders told man to have a small Passover and just chill. So you wouldn't even have got yourself into a position where you was in trouble like that. Think about it. If you would have just copied what you'd already seen because you came in under the apostles and elders, you wouldn't have had to have even got to the position where you were apologizing for having the Passover party. Because they might say, no, we didn't have the party. Okay, no. You had a Passover party, after party or whatever, in the strip club. Well, we wouldn't get in trouble for that. Because that Passover night, brothers have the Passover like the elders do it. And then brothers chill together like the elders do it. And then we go home. We don't go to the club because I never see my elders go to the club, so why am I going there?
It's a Sabbath thing, you can't go party.
But man's doing too much because he want to do what he want to do. You don't want to be under no subjection, man.
And even before, when he was getting reproved, he didn't at first they didn't accept it. It was only afterwards because everyone was getting onto it.
Bad PR.
And they came back and said, oh no, we apologise. You know, but these guys, they're proud, man. That's why he did that.
Wanted to wear fitted caps
Yeah,
because your head top don't look cool. And I understand that, yo. Listen, I understand.
Man, cut your hair, man.
I too wear a cap wherever I go. You know what I'm saying? Like you get to a certain, you start getting a certain age, your head top looks crazy. It's fine. But when I come out here to teach the word, my head top has to be out, man. It is what it is.
Orders, man.
But brothers see I turn up with a cap on my head, right? But why am I gonna? Okay, I need to now change the doctrine now, so I can wear a cap, like this is a fashion statement, or.
And then you got the long ass hair as well.
Oh yeah, which again he tried to use the Nazarite thing.
Honey, and then he said he drinks honey wine. That's going on.
A cap with
During the
Hebrew on.
Passover. And the Apostle had to cut him because he read Ezekiel 44, which talks about the tribe of Levi and not having long hair. This was to pull your hair, man.
Yeah, but the reason he's got the long hair because that's part of his aesthetic and he didn't want to get in. Listen, when I come into the truth, I had long hair. This brother was there. I had long hair since I was like fucking 16. Long ass hair, man. It was long. I remember when I cut that shit, man. It was hella liberating. Cut your hair. It's hella liberating.
Yeah, because when I used to have long hair, it's like I remember one day blow dry my hair. I
feel like a girl.
Shit, bro, it's long. Bro, you gotta sit there, call your sister up. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm coming round. Then you're on your ass for like 3 hours. 3 hours to do single plaits, just to have these single plaits. Yo, now I cut my hair in about 10 minutes, man. I do it myself. I don't even need nobody. Just cut my hair, one thing, bro.
And bro, even like according to the scriptures, even if you take that vow, that doesn't necessarily mean you have long hair. Because when the Pesach comes around, you have to, you know what I mean?
Cut all of your hair. I can't remember all of your hair. Everything. He was just proud.
Because remember, according to scriptures, that actually took place with Paul.
No, wait. No, his vow wasn't permanent.
Okay, exactly.
The Nazarite, some man have a permanent, like someone like Samson, they had a permanent vow, so they didn't.
Samson,
His thing was temporary. So you can do a temporary vow until a certain amount of time. That's different, isn't it? But at the end of the day, he wasn't a Nazarite, bro. He saw a loophole so he could keep his hair. We're not stupid. Oh yeah, I'm not. No, bro. You liked having the long hair, just like you like wearing fitted caps because you want to look cool.
And the same thing, that's why he was dissing Paul. Because Paul said, it's not good for a man to have long hair.
We know what it is, but them guys that's following him don't know all that, and all they see is because he has a charismatic, you know, he act like he got that authority, and you know, he calms up people in the scriptures, but when you start getting into the details of him, you see the chinks. He's Jude Bellingham, man. Yeah, he's faking it, man. Judas Bellingham, man. He ain't all that. He's the hype ain't real. It's, you know.
It's book of Titus 1 and 7. For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of Most High, not self-willed, not soon
self-willed. A lot of times you have to deny yourself. Everyone has their own personalities and things they like and all these different things. When you come into this truth, you have to be very careful around how you operate, even in the camp, even if you get into a position of leadership. You have to be mindful about how you're operating and make sure that everything is towards the edification and it's not about you and your personal wants and needs and your ego. Because once you start going down that path of being self-willed, like the fitted cap thing, there was no need for that. There was no need to be digging up, and then trying to dig into the scriptures to justify wearing a fitted hat because your head top's looking crazy. Because your hairline's looking mad. Hey, there's brothers in this camp right now with crazy hairlines. It is what it is. We'll make mockery of them later. But while here, we got to do this. It doesn't matter about my headline. Certain brothers had them comments. Yeah. but man can make mockery of the hairline. That's fine. We're here to teach this truth, innit? But now, okay, I'm my hairline, so I need to go look in the scriptures, see if I can find a way justify wearing a fitted cap while I'm prophesying. Yeah, that's how you know you're self-willed. And then now you're feigning the scriptures. You're using feigned words. You're trying to mold the scriptures to fit what your agenda is. And you know where that goes. You do that once, then you do it twice, 3 times, and next thing you know, you're Christianity.
Oh, quick precept. Sirach 32. Where we go? 32 and 17. It says, a simple man will not be reproved, but find him an excuse according to his will.
According to his own will. That's what these dudes will be doing, man. And we've talked about it for years, all these different camps and all the madness they're doing. And they always come with the same foolishness against Great Millstone. It's either the stupid ass rape thing,
jealous,
or we're jealous. Like, nigga, I don't even know you. Why am I jealous of you for? Like, what do you got that's so, like, even IUIC, like, why am I jealous of you? I don't actually believe you're a king, bro. Just because you're wearing some pantomime garments, bro. I could buy that, bro. It's not that expensive, bro. Like, you think it's expensive to buy your little pantomime garments? That's not real gold you're wearing.
Gold, yeah, they acting like it's real
That's
gold.
how they're acting. Like, you guys are just jealous. Like, when you see, like, see what? What have you got that we're jealous of? What, women? Bro, I get pussy, bro. I'm not, like, I don't understand what I'm jealous of that you have. You guys ain't got nothing to be jealous of. You're just jakes.
I could post it over to her, so just cut the check.
Like, even if you got money, there's still nothing to be that jealous of. There's plenty of niggas with money in the world. Why am I jealous of you specifically? And it's never been about trying to get money out of you. We only come at you when it's a matter of the scriptures, man. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't care what you do, man. Yeah, good, well done. Keep going. But when you say things like the name of the Lord don't matter, then we're going to have a problem. Then, you know, and you start talking about the white woman is the mark of the beast. Oh, and they're teaching hell now.
Yeah.
When we start doing that?
That's been dealt with.
When we start doing that, man? That wasn't even at One West. So where did Nate get this idea of hell from?
Sugar daddy beach.
Hell don't even make no sense. It's one of the most stupidest things I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's garbage. Hell, you know. Like, what? Bro, you want to see hell? Just go on gore.com, blood, type in Mexican execution, blood. You'll see hell straight away. That's hell.
Go to the Gaza Strip. Go to the Gaza Strip. That's your whole family.
You want to find hell, just go on the internet, blood. You can find it, bro.
There's men getting set on fire right now.
Yo, this is where you burn, my man. If hell was true, then the whole scriptures is kind of looking funny, man. Because, like, why are we even on the curses for? Like, what's the point? What is the point? What would be the point of, like, no, just, okay, you're gonna die and go burn forever. That's it. Like, why am I wasting time with all this? This is crazy. Like, just
no point in rat.
Just go and say,
Do as you please.
I'm gonna burn anyway.
why did the Lord say I'm gonna put you in curses and take you? No, I'm like, you're gonna die and you're gonna go to hell. They're done. Job done.
All have sinned and fallen short. So if everyone's sinned, everyone's going to hell, then just go.
Exactly. You know what made me laugh, man? You know the Christians teach that Yahushua went down to hell. Was like teaching the gospel in hell. And I'm just trying to imagine a man, trying to concentrate. I'm trying to work it out, man. It's like, and then man just be like, the kingdom of heaven is like unto you. Man's there trying to concentrate, like.
It doesn't make sense because you had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in hell, man. And Yahushua was there. He weren't burning.
And my thing is, you got to be a different type of idiot to deny that. If you're in hell, listen, no matter what he said, you'd be like,
well, hell should be empty, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Man come along and say, listen, I could take you out here. Yes! Listen, whatever. Like, I'm down. I just want to get out of this burning right here. It don't make no sense prophesying to someone who's in that kind of situation. They're going to say yes to whatever, man. Like, I'll follow you.
Hitler be out right now.
Everyone, bro. Satan.
But this is hell. I've got an example of hell right here. The 2 Peter 2 and 4. For if the Most Most High spare not the angels that sinned, which is talking about us coming out of our first estate, but cast them down to hell, which is talking about where? On earth.
Right.
Hell is earth, it's a living condition on the earth, and other than that, it's the grave where your body is buried. That's right. There's no place underneath, there's some middle earth.
They call it the underworld.
The underworld,
that's a Greek
Hades
mythology.
and all this. All that Greek mythology shit, that's Jewish fable.
But suffering does exist here.
And the word fables go back to the Greek word mythos, which where you get the word mythology. Mythology, it's a lie, it's a fable, right? It doesn't exist. So IUIC, you need to, get with the program and stop teaching all this madness, right? Before the Lord disbands you.
1 Samuel 15 and 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
And that's really what it comes, especially with the Sakari cat. He's a rebellious dude.
Yeah.
He's a rebellious dude. He was sowing discord, trying to weasel his way into a position, and trying to come up a different way. Listen, if you're gonna go up the ranks, do it the right way. Do it because the Lord raised you up. There's brothers now that's heads of camps in Great Millstone that weren't heads before. There was a head before them. Let's look at Chicago. You got the elder Malcolm, which we can all agree, beautiful brother, man, humble brother, right? Well, the original head of Chicago was Patak.
That guy was crazy.
But he was proud as hell. And Patak was another one. Bro, in the scriptures, bro, Patak. Hey, Patak was spraying out them precepts and the breakdowns, and he knew this prophecy and that prophecy. Like, he could talk. He was a good speaker. But he was proud. He was proud as you can be. And the Lord took him out. He turned into a Christian too. He started talking madness, yeah? The Lord took his ass out, which was a marvel to see. He went from being this guy like, you were like, yo, that guy's heavy in the scripture, just totally bugged out and crazy. And then the Lord put the elder Malcolm in his position, and look at the Chicago camp, how it grew and it flourished, and he's still there to this day. Now, he didn't go and start sowing discord, and I'm sure if you asked him, he never coveted, but he received. We can name, look, the elder Yashawamba, same thing. You had Element. I'm a Shabbat Allah, man. Another proud dude. The Lord took his ass out because he was proud as hell. So at the end of the day, man, if you do the right thing, be humble, and if that lot is for you, you will find yourself in that lot. But he wanted to really try and make it happen, man. And he was sowing discord like a little demon to try and get himself up into positions, man.
Is he the one that told brothers to do push-ups?
Patak, yeah. I was thinking about that, yeah. He was telling brothers, Patak, you don't get them precepts, you don't get them. That's a military
Patak is crazy.
Yeah, go ahead. This is from James chapter 4, verse 6. But he giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble.
Yeah, that's it. That dude is proud, man. I'll never forget, like, he went on the black consciousness and was cursing out the apostles, man. He went on the enemy's side to curse out the apostles, and I understood it in the psychology that, yeah, you got embarrassed in front of them. So it's like, I need to get your lick back and show them, man, that you're the gorilla. Again, you call yourself the gorilla Hebrew. It's just ego. It's like he just got an ego that he's building on. The man's all ego. He ain't got a humble bone in his body, man. I'm telling you.
You're gonna be humble now, and he's losing all these camp members.
He ain't gonna be humble, bro. He gonna have to
get repent or nothing, but I know he's
listen, nah, he gonna double down. He don't care about Hakar. He never did. Listen, these guys are narcissists. He doesn't care about Hakar. He'll move on.
He's double down at every moment.
He'll double down. He'll double down. Like, that's what these guys do. What's gonna really humble his ass when the Lord put that hell on him, man?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
When the judgment comes on his ass, man.
Yeah, just on the flip side of that, the Lord said he takes delight in a contrite and humble spirit. I'll just got a quick example of that with Solomon. 1 Kings 3, verse 7. And now, O Lord, Yahweh, my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David, my father. And I am but a little child, I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for a multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge a people, this thy so great a people. So it's like who is able to judge this thy so great a people. And the speech pleased the Lord Yahweh that Solomon had asked this thing. And Yahweh said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked for riches for thyself, nor have asked for the life of thine enemies, but have asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there is none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall arise any like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days.
Yeah, and that was Solomon. And Solomon was humble. Now, I must mention, let's look at another example. Absalom. Absalom. Yeah, yo. That dude was covetous as hell for the crown. And he took the crown through what? Overthrowing his own father. Well, how did that end?
We walked.
He got killed. You know? Now another brother. Adonijah. I was thinking about Adonijah, and he was trying to find, he was scheming. Remember, he sent his mother to ask for the concubines, so that later on he could use that as a claim to the throne, because look, I got my father's wives, I should be the king. And Solomon was like, oh yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah, that's Alazar, man. He's a schemer. He ain't a humble cat, man.
I always related to the high priest Jason, man.
He's all of that.
All that Greekish fashion that he's bringing in the hat, he was a part of that.
He's the same. It's all the same spirit.
Yeah, it's the same spirit, rebellious.
Micah chapter 6 verse 8. He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord Yahweh require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power.
To walk humble, man, and he didn't do that, man. And he had opportunities. You would have thought over the years he would mature and say, you know what, man, let me apologize, like the way I handled that wasn't right, man. But he kind of always trying to come to the elders like they're not the elders, like he didn't learn from them. Like he on the same,
that's a little man.
And you talk about them like niggas and shit, like you on the same levels, like bro, you a baby in this thing. You just came in there yesterday, like, and the way you're acting is like you actually is the high priest out here.
Well, he thinks he's the high priest of all of Israel.
You know, boy, we'll see how that ends, man. Because didn't he say only a Levite can rebuke a Levite?
That's what I'm saying.
That's like ninja, man. Only I killer. Yeah, that's how man's going on, man. Wait, Cartel said a gunshot. No, he said only a ninja kill a ninja, and about it, he said a gunshot kill ninja pussy. Yeah, Cartel's jokes, man. Hey, go on, man. Let's go with the precepts.
What precept?
That's crazy.
Come on, this is Acts 5:35, and it says, and tell unto them, ye men of Israel, take heed to yourselves what ye intend to do as touching these men. For before these days rose up Judas, boasting himself to be somebody, to whom a number of men, about 400, joined themselves, who were slain, and all as many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught. After this man rose up Judas of Galilee, in the days of attacking, and drew away much people after him. He also perished. And
those
all
guys were carnal, man. You guys are the spirit. It was in that Sakari type spirit, you know, carnal, trying to take down the Roman Empire. All that BS. And that's what Sakari, because that's why you had the guys with the guns that could take on America. American army, the guys with the guns at camp.
That's all,
idiot, man.
That whole bringing guns to cap thing is folly, because what are you going to do then? The thing is, once you clap someone at camp, right? Like,
the truth is going to be on the run.
He
was waiting for that.
You know what I mean?
That would be everything you need.
And there's no benefit, man. And then now you're going to, especially if it's a gang nigga, now you're in a gang war, because niggas ain't going to leave it at that. You know what niggas is like, bro.
Keeps on going.
It's just going to keep going now, like, forever. Which that point, actually, you know what, man? That's probably how you niggas going to go out. Do something stupid, and then Sakari get put on the hit list. But yeah, man, that was foolish, man. And again, the people you came up under didn't ever have to do that. In all the years of the apostles' ministry, they don't need to come to camp brandishing guns. So again, it just shows you, it's like, bro, if someone else has been doing it, exactly what I'm doing for multiple decades and didn't have to do this particular thing, why do I need to do it?
Everybody else does it.
Everyone else is just coming to the camp normal. You turning up with a towel one. Why, my nigga? Like, why?
The Chicago camp even had an account where like a random stopper tried to pull a gun on them, and someone in the audience actually shot him, and it was like literally on behalf of the.
Yeah. I think the elders talk about one time when they was out there and some Edomite come up and try moving like that, and some Vatos came true, man, on some. It happens. Hey, remember that time when them Muslims stepped to us, man, and the Lord sent 2 Bronx ass Benjamites, man, some Titans out of nowhere, and it moved them man up.
But even us, though, when that was in that video that went viral, remember those guys that tried to fuck with us, two
And you got
Jakes in the crowd.
Clapped him up.
Everyone was giving praises, man. Who was giving
That's the Lord defending us, man.
That's right.
That's how
It was
faith in the
instant.
Lord.
It was
And
instant.
trust in the Lord, man.
Yeah, we ain't here to
Angels
intimidate
around us and
people.
things like that. We don't need these carnal things to protect ourselves with.
We ain't here to intimidate evil.
You even had the police chief come and say,
Yeah.
pray for us.
That actually police chief for the whole area.
Yeah, if we get put to death while we're teaching, then so be it.
It's a blessing.
You know, that's just what it's going to have to be,
That's
isn't
the
it?
other side of it.
You know, we're not out here trying to.
But the way
resist
they're
fate.
going on is like we're dropping like flies out here.
Yeah,
Like no one ain't really need no.
We're in danger.
No one ain't really need no guns out
Hey,
here.
but that time ain't come yet. The insurrection, they ain't come yet, man.
And guess
You know,
what?
That's gonna be most
If
useful.
all hell's breaks loose and man are running around shooting, man ain't holding camp, bro. That's real. That's just stupid. You guys ain't brave. Okay, go hold a camp in Gaza then. You know what I mean? Like,
What about Syria?
Oh, yeah.
Read that, please.
it's just like this obsession in being in the hood. Like, why am I gonna go set up a camp on a man's crack spot, yeah? Like with the fiends coming up and down and man with the blickies running around. I ain't got time with that, bro. You have to use wisdom.
Psalms 116 and 15. Precious in the sight of the Lord, Yahweh is the death of his saints.
Yeah, so just hold it down. But like I said, everything these guys do, it's just being willful, being rebellious. It's just playing out their egos and turning this ministry into their own vehicle for themselves. And in the end, it always ends up for them making money for themselves too, making merchandise of people and bringing all the money back. And that's when the money gets involved, then the ego really goes on hyperdrive. Ain't nothing worse than money.
Wickedness also increases.
Yeah, bro. Once money gets involved and you start getting gassed off them dollars, man.
It's funny.
Yo,
It's funny you started to talk about being a life coach, $500 per month, and then all of a sudden this happened.
a life coach.
Life coach, you call yourself Mr. Delirious, man. How you gonna life coach someone you call yourself delirious?
So he's basically following after the way of these alpha male type things, man. So it's just another way to monetize. And he's probably been to. Don't be surprised if he's not been to one of these where they teach you how to do that stuff and how to monetize followers. Once you get a certain amount of followers, then you start finding ways to monetize them. Through things like that. Yeah, like the same thing taking them, man.
I think they got a Patreon and stuff like that.
Yeah, they find a way to monetize your ass. And then the more money they get, the more proud they are. Yeah, boy. That's crazy. Listen, don't worry, you ain't gonna pay me for no life coaching.
I've been holding this for a while, man.
Like, you ain't gonna get no life coaching either. Like, I'll just teach you the scriptures.
This is the life coach.
Yeah, like, why am I gonna be personally $500? What do I look like, bro? Go speak to your dad, blood. You know what I mean? Fuck.
I'm gonna sound real good.
If a brother called me for advice, that's different. What am I charge, man, so I can get life coaching? What am I doing with that? Like, what do I look like, man? I gotta go work and shit, man. I ain't got time for that. But hold on. What if about 1,000 people now paying $500 for that life coach? So is he gonna be able to? And that's what happened with this other guy. They say like what ends up happening is guys give out all these things and they end up with too many people, but they don't even start getting the service that they paid for. But they're not gonna give you a refund though. That's how it works. He's just there to pull people in. We know what it is.
For life, man. You do it for life.
Yeah. Oh,
Life is doing that on the regular. Taking people's money, giving it to Las Vegas.
for life's taking a lot more than money right now. Polite.
He's not even calling himself polite though.
No man is where he's at right now. But
You can't be moving like
It's
that.
just Paul.
he's right.
Anyway, go on, go.
This is
Yeah, Romans 15 and verse 2 says, let every one of us please his neighbor, for it's good to edification. But he that, this is 1 Corinthians 14 and 3, but he that prophesieth speaketh unto men unto edification and exaltation in hope.
That's what this thing is all about, man. Edifying the saints in sincerity and not about yourself. Don't get caught up on yourself. And just look how the apostles and elders do it. Very humble men, the way they operate, man. You can go see them. Very humble.
brothers out when he tried to exalt them. You see?
They're all about the ministry and what's good for the ministry. And every order that the elders have given, other men have done the opposite of and fall afoul of it. Like the whole thing of not having women around.
Yeah.
Right? And then these men say, fuck that, them man are gay, they ain't got no women around. Then they're always getting caught out in some fucking drama and some adultery scandal. But brothers got women. Brothers got women, we're just saying they ain't got to be all around, bro, because there's a saying on the islands that you might obviously ain't heard of. Prevention is better than cure. The apostles have been there where, okay, this is going to cause a problem, so it's not necessary for the ministry. So we could cut that bit out. Like, but these guys, they're not doing what's necessary for the ministry, they're doing what's necessary for them. So then they want to do that, and then they get up with the problems. The whole social media thing, elders clamped down on that. What did we start seeing happening with these other camps? Started having all these social media beefs and this, that, and the other, and all kind of craziness and all that going on. Every time they tell something, it's for the purpose of the ministry. The elders said, yeah, with the push out the videos, right? They had a problem with that, but it was for the purpose of the ministry.
Why you have to do 3 videos a week?
They don't make this thing about cookouts and all these things, which brothers can link up and have their little thing, but we don't make it about that. Oh, get the video out and show a man the cookout and brothers is drinking and all this shit and showing everyone and making it. Nah, fuck all that. When you guys get on camera, teach the truth. That's what we're here to do, to push the word.
The camera's for the edification.
It's for the edification.
If you ain't doing that, there's no point to it.
What is the point, innit?
Time and season.
Man's all drunk in the I'm here with the elder. Come on, man. Acting crazy and the cookout, come on down.
That's what they do in the Passover. Every Tom, Dick and Harry is showing up for that as well. That's what they do in the Passover. They hide can invite anyone and everyone.
Doing food tables for what? Esau does food tables. There's people out there doing food tables, man. We ain't gotta go out there in the community. What the fuck I gotta do that for? Teaching people how to read. Bro, there's programs already to teach people how to read. I'm here to teach you the scriptures, bro. There's already drug programs and everything you could think of. If a man want to go do that, do that. I'm not here to teach you how to read. What the hell? Hey, come on, brother. We're gonna make some sandwiches, brother. Go give it to the homeless. You guys are just doing that for show, man.
Hey,
just
quick precept, Acts chapter 6, verse 2. So then the 12 called the multitude of the disciples unto them and said, it is not reason that we should leave the word of God to serve tables. We ain't got to do all this extra stuff, you know? There's obviously a portion of the Israelites that were handling that. But for the men that preaching the ministry, that's what they could.
And even in that situation, they weren't feeding random people. That was man that was in the congregation. What am I going setting up some table down Oxford Street? Yeah, come, you want a sandwich? I'm here to save black people. Well, that's all bullshit, man. We save black people, we're getting them off drugs and all that. Yeah, but we're not here for that. There's the friendly neighborhood youth worker or whatever that can go do all that shit, man.
It's like, I was gonna say, but their brothers in this thing that used to do drugs and whatever.
Yeah. You know, if you're about this truth, man, you're gonna come off that shit anyway. You're gonna do the right thing. You know, brothers have done that.
The scripture says that when thou doest good, those to whom thou doest good. How shall I send out the 12? He says, seek out men that are like unto yourselves and prophesy unto them.
But you probably find there's some kind of taxation.
That's it.
In these activities. You know what I mean? The cherry tricks, isn't it?
If you go about being fed, all that kind of stuff, you come into this word, but no, make sure you're fed. You know, the bread comes in.
Yeah.
So the word is the foremost thing that you've got to concentrate on.
Like when you turn everything into a party, cause niggas want to turn up.
What?
It's like, yeah, I
That's
was
what
shy when you
happened
fed
with
the
the
5,000.
That's it. Yeah.
Then they wanted to come around.
Lusted after the bread.
Then they wanted to make it turn him into a king.
Hey, Jake loves food, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, Jake could go to a wedding, yeah.
Just for the food.
But them man don't even rate them man like that. Man knows know the jollof is gonna be there. The man's coming with containers. Bro, I was speaking for everyone. Bro, for some man, that's the only time you're gonna get some good food. Man turn up, you get some rice and beans.
Film, you know, you get the
Sides, all that.
take
some home as well.
Let's keep it real, like. Man ain't going nowhere, they ain't got no food. You know when Jake turn up and there ain't no food? Oh. I want this stuff. You know what I mean? Let's keep it real. So then why should we put that out there? Because then you're getting the wrong type of people turning up. Getting people turning up for the food and they're not really coming up for this, which is what we're really offering.
Because they'll come up one day and there ain't no food.
Hey, bring any food. Yeah. Cookout. The Hebrew Israelite cookout. Nah.
Hey, this is the food.
This is the
The
food.
word is the food, man. So you've got, this is Matthew 4 verse 4, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High God. That's right.
So it's all about increasing in the spiritual things, building our people's faith in the word, the elect, because only the elect are gonna receive that faith, right? By preaching this word, and that's what Great Milton is about more than any other thing. They made mockery of us. They called us what's it called? No. There was another thing they said. Snow dummies. Snow dummies, because we go out there in the winter.
You're supposed to.
Because we go out in the winter.
Because existence stops in the winter time, no one alive.
You know the scripture, what in season, out of season. Listen, man, when you believe in something, right? When you believe in something and you really determined to do it, the seasons really don't stop you to that degree. Now, obviously, listen, if there's a hurricane outside, nigga, we ain't angels, man. Niggas is gonna be on, you know. But the winter is not cause to not go out and teach.
Yeah, the cold's not fatal. You know.
Yeah, go on.
The wind is not fatal.
You had that. The elders, if there's a snowstorm, they'll go out the next day.
Yeah, the next day.
Use wisdom, man. Not idiots out here.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and 4. The sluggard will not plow by the reason of the cold.
Yeah.
You know?
They take, so IUIC was guilty of that. And you had IUIC camps, because I checked, that would take the winter off where they don't even have winter, blood. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Man, are in places where it's hella mild, they don't even have winter, and they're taking the winter off.
And when it's really hot, they don't go out either.
Yeah. And when it's too hot, they don't go out either.
Man, like Goldilocks.
But then, let me put this to you, because I'm a human being. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. Man's on that forklift. And man's getting that triple pay, bro. You know what I'm talking about? When you could come in and they're giving you triple pay. You be out there 5 in the morning back in the day on the forklift, frozen as a motherfucker. Yeah, but the man are gonna get that triple pay today. So you're working. So how is it? You Jake that don't go out in the winter? I guarantee you, if I give you a job, and I don't know what, let's say they was gonna give you $70 an hour or some shit. And they said, listen, man, you're gonna have to go out there work in the cold. $70 an hour. Nigga, you be out there. Niggas be running out there like
the thing is, I always remember like based on something Apostle said, right? When it's like Princess Winter Wonderland, the chick wants to take her out to Winter Wonderland, cold as hell. They'll go out with their chick.
Oh, for some pussy?
Yeah.
For some pussy? Bro, Jay could go through Gaza, man. It's crazy. But they can't go out and teach the truth. But it says a lot about you. I remember one time a guy came past the camp and he was like, yo, man, like, I don't know what you man believe or you're on, but I see you here every week without fail. Bro, that shows that you're diligent. That shows that you really believe. It impacts people. They're like, these men are not no flops. They believe what they believe and they're consistent with it. You know, it's like sports. You see a man, a gym rat. Them man, you know, man are in the gym no matter what. Them man are the real man. Them man that are part-timers. Them man are not serious. Them Ryan Garcias and that, like, them man don't take them serious.
Yeah, I've got some here. Book of Romans 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, that ye present your bodies as living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Lord our power, which is your reasonable service.
But they don't want to put themselves in discomfort.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And as well, don't want to put themselves in the way of danger, so we got to protect themselves with the gas and stuff. IUIC don't like the cold, don't like the heat. They don't want to be discomfort, man. They want to be comfortable. That's why money helps with that.
That's not being a living sacrifice.
You know?
Yeah, and come on, man. Like, why? There's no reasonable reason why you can't go out and teach in the winter. Like, it is in most places. It's not that deep, man. It's not that deep. You put a coat on and you're good to go. And people are out there. People are out there in the winter shopping and doing whatever they're doing. So there really is no reason.
Busiest times of the year, man.
Some of the busiest times of the year, yeah, like is when you go out there. But niggas want to do things the way they want to do it, right? You know.
Luke 9 and 23. And he said to them all, Yahweh Shai speaking, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me.
There you go. And so he's just asking you to go out on a Saturday or whatever day you go out on. Not every brother goes out on a Saturday. Let's just teach the word. And man can only do that for half the year. Like, come on, man. It's crazy. That's some wild shit. You know what I mean? And then make mockery of other brothers that's trying to get on you to do that. But this is our job. Our job is, you signed up for this. You signed up for the ministry. You got to go out there and teach it.
It's called the labour of love.
Yeah, the labour of love. Like the scripture says to be instant in season and out of season.
Right. And it says that we're going to lay up our treasures in heaven. So we're going to reap our rewards after the fact. In the kingdom, that's when we're going to be relaxing, sitting on chairs and thrones. We ain't going to have to lift up a finger to do anything no more. That we got to suffer now, but these guys, they want the short-term values. They want everything now.
You see them NFL man out there playing in the snow and shit, man. Hot 21, hot, you know?
We gonna reap the benefits.
Even the prostitutes be out there in the winter.
Yeah.
Pussy got fucking icicles and shit. It's mad out there.
Short skirts and all of that.
You know what I mean? We love you long time and all that out there in the winter. You niggas is scared of the cold. And then we're dummies. We're idiots for going out in the winter because it's cold. It don't make no sense, bro. Everyone's busy in the winter.
Foolishness of preaching, man, of course.
Yeah. The spectacle.
But we ain't dumb though. How are we dumb? It's just don't make. It's not even. How is it going?
Well, how we dumb? How we bums?
It doesn't make no sense. Like, how are you dumb for going out? Like, we're not dying. If you were going out and dying, you might say, them niggas stupid. We're alright. Niggas out there laughing. You know what I mean? Teaching the word, and after we go chill. Toes is a bit crispy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, put the car heater on blast.
Yeah, I got a scripture. Yeah, this is Hebrews 4 and verse 10. This is get to the point. Verse 11. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
Yeah, so we labor for the rest to come. Shadow of things to come. We don't have to. We're not resting now. This is not our rest. It tells that Micah. So anything we do now on this side, we're gonna reap the rewards later, man. Yeah, don't think about the short-term benefits. Think about the long-term, man.
Right.
That's why these guys they got lost in the midst of the Babylonian Jews. They see the people of the world, how they're living and all that. They basically envy the prosperity of the wicked, like you read earlier. Like the Sicaris and all that. They wanted to mix the world in this truth. You can't do that, man.
And they don't want to put in the work. And that's why the apostles, man, they put pressure, as you're rightfully so, on all of us brothers here. So all the brothers have got channels. During the week we're studying and doing videos. And you can't say that the work that Great Millstone does is infinitely more than any other town. It's a fact.
Even our man Vocab Heyman Malone, he did a chart and he put GMS London on the top. Out of the Israelite schools and Israelite groups, he put GMS London at the top, number one. Then he listed all the rest of it, because we are in the spirit. Great Millstone is the top, man. We're the top, man. Starting from the apostles and elders.
These man got all them little. The members they got is them ad-libbers on the comment board. That's all them man. The most of what them man are doing, ad-libbing.
Channels with no videos on them.
But yeah, channels with no videos on them. Now you come into the camp, we're gonna bring you up on a level. Then you gotta start putting in work. You gotta start putting in work. We're not here for all the barbecue chicken and all that stuff. Yeah, go on now, bring it out.
Ecclesiastes 11 and 4 says, He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap.
There you go. There you go. I know we're not out here like husbandry to sow, if we don't go out there and preach, then how can we reap? See, you gotta put your hand to the plow and start working. And farmers are like that. Farming, that's why the scripture is like that, because farming, in order to get to the most of the work is done in the winter, right? In the winter months and the spring, and then you reap all the benefits. You can't be looking at the weather, man. Or if you got cattle out there, you got work to do. Oh, it's too cold today. The animals might die, bro. You gotta get up and get the job done.
That's why I really like Clarkson Farmer speaking. You know. No, but it was real because in this modern world, all of that stuff is over there. Like we just go to Tesco, the food's there, right? But that really showed you like these. And the thing is, one of the things that got me as well is even his woman is joining him out there on the thing.
Well, you have to,
you know.
Well, that's why there's this whole idea that Esau brought in women working. Like, bro, women always work. What are you talking about? Well, if you had a family farm, and even in the scriptures, the women were out in the field, like getting in the harvest, man. These guys are.
Potentially as many hands as you can.
Yo, what the fuck, man?
Time's important.
It takes money. Yeah, you gotta get the job done, man. But but these guys in the truth, they don't see it as that. They're IUIC, they're not really about that, really. ICPK, you don't really see individual members doing things. Everything is like maybe the camp does something, and then Tazayak is out there doing his media tours, but that's about it. It's all right.
Don't want to throw in the camp. Schwab, look, man.
It's like this is Galatians 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived, for the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
You gotta put in the work, man. You got to put in work, and that's what we're here to do. The ministry is the most important thing, and you have to think about the ministry in your actions and how you're representing the ministry too. Absolutely. You don't want to represent the ministry in the wrong way, because it could cast a bad light on other brothers, man.
Even Paul said he does everything for the elect's sake.
For the elect's sake.
He didn't say he was doing it for himself.
Or black people.
Because
Because we're not here to be saving black people and all that foolishness that these men are talking about. First of all, what about the other tribes? We're not talking about black people, bro. There's like 12 tribes, bro. We're talking about black people this, black people that. This ain't a black movement.
That's right. Yep. Quick one. It says Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto
A lot of these guys are trying to build Judea, man. That's what IUIC is doing. They're gonna build shopping malls and all that. Them man want to build that fake Jewish state, that Judea. The Lord destroyed Judea, man. The Lord destroyed Judea. Judea gone, man. The next thing the Lord's gonna build up is Holy Jerusalem. No fucking bullshit. Oh, we're gonna buy some land over here and have a shopping mall and hospitals. Oh yeah? Where's that money gonna come from?
Esau finds out, man.
Yeah.
Where's that money gonna come from?
You're trying to do that Pharisee.
Yeah, it has to come from Esau. Where the nigga gonna start putting together 10p's here and there. It takes millions to fucking build a building and all that stuff.
Esau gonna set fire to that shit, man.
Now how is that gonna and what's that got to do with the ministry?
A building in America which is about to be destroyed.
You go to the dentist, brother? Okay, but did it have to be a bunch of Israelites up in there? I don't understand. What's you gotta go, we gotta build a shopping mall. Why? Let's fucking go Westfield, blood. I don't understand what we're doing here. You gotta take my money to build a shopping mall, and who's gonna own it, huh? It's bullshit, man. That's all they're trying to sell to these people. Bullshit. Superfluity, man.
Psalms 127 and 1. Except the Lord Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that built it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep.
That's right. Like this whole 501c3 thing. Did Great Millstone need to get a 501c3 to teach the word? No. So why did they get a 501c3? Why? Someone explain why they need a 501c3 to teach this word and to have other people hear this word, learn it, and then they teach. Why do you need a 501c3 charter with the government? Then what was his name again? Not Iron Thun, the other one. The bobble-eyed one, man. He looked like could be one of my cousins, man. Bobble-eyed. What was his name? And he was like, because when you get big, you gotta deal with with Esau's paperwork. That's a lie. That's a lie. You do not need a 501c3 charter to go out there and teach the word. You don't need a building to go out there and teach the word. Don't need none of these things.
It says in the scriptures explicitly, the Most High is going to found the building made with hands.
You don't need it. You don't need it, man. They want that tax exemption status because they were ready to start making that money. It's a business. It's a business, man. Ask them Nigerians, they know. That's how you become rich, man. Set up a church, get that building going, and fill it up.
John 9 and 4 says, I must work the works of him that sent me, see how shall I speak, right? While it is day, the night cometh when no man can work. Yeah. You got to put the work in now. You know, taking all this time off and deciding when you want to work. It's going to become a time where you can't. You have a choice. You have to come do the work.
Yeah, a lot of time, Johanna just disappears. You don't even see him. He just disappears,
Every now
man.
and again, show pop up on the radio.
He moving like the Shredder or Kingpin, blood. You know them ones, like some villain, bro. Like he just got his minions just doing everything, and then he just pops up out of nowhere, like, and does a quick cameo just to show the fans that he's still around, and then he just goes back into probably eating on some shrimp or some shit in the background or something, man. Slurping some food down, man. Getting his tithe money in. Crazy.
It's not going to end well for these guys, man.
We don't hate
it. It's not going to end well.
God.
Even when Jacob Trouble kicks off, it's going to
No
end
cowards,
up bad for them. They ain't got no faith, and their congregation will be lacking faith in that time too. That's why we're constantly getting on Nate, Bishop Jake Nate the Snake Robinson, as I call him. Stop teaching about MOT to the B's, all these other teach what it is. When that thing comes to pass, and it is going to come to pass, you're going to have a lot explaining to them. Right? Yeah. Like a hireling he is, he's going to go into the fucking mountains somewhere hiding, and his congregation will be left for shit.
Yeah.
The judgment seat.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be chipping.
They're all going to chip.
They're all going to be chipped because they're part of the system. He's going to be there like, bring him in. Clergy response team. He's going to be part of it. He is part of it. He's no detective, bro. He's been playing his role as a Judas goat. Same thing with Johanna, because they played their role when they told their man to go and take the C19. Which is the crazy. That is absolutely insane that they told people to actually go and do that.
You're weak if you don't.
That was crazy. Over a flu. They're gonna tell man, it's okay, it's co-signed, take this. They're gonna actually tell people to take it, and a lot of people, that's all they want to hear. They just want to be reassured. Oh yeah, okay, cool. It's cool. Ain't lying. Yeah, go do that. Okay, cool. I wanted some bread anyway.
That's what happens when you sell out. Gotta pay their case.
Johanna said, what, you want to eat, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to take that shit. You want to eat, don't you?
Clowns, man. There's cults of personality. Like you see Kari talking about how they don't break any laws. Come on. Awesome. Yo, my nigga. Come on.
I have a precept, bro. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and 18. When I say unto the wicked that thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will lie require at thy hand.
So in a way, that's the reason why we get on people, man. They always say, Great Millstone, you're always getting on people. Well, because we have to. Yep. It's our duty, and it's not our hate. Because there's a thing among so-called black people that if you criticize someone, you're a hater. That's like, especially if they're making money from it. It's like, you criticizing, you're a hater. No, bro, it's not. We don't hate you. We're trying to tell you the right way. We're trying to tell you the right thing. And these guys don't understand that, man. They just want to do what they want to do. Sorry. That's all right.
Go on, precept. This is Ecclesiasticus 7 and 15. Ain't not laborers work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained.
Yeah, and it is a labor, being in this truth and sacrificing your time. It's the labor of love. But
it's necessary and it's what must be done, and that's the calling that we've been called to. It's just, it is what it is, man. You got to do it week after week, day after day, year after year, until the Lord gets back, man. You know? Where's that other guy, Baloo? Where's Baloo at?
Oh, man. Oh, the potato chip guy.
Yeah, where's Baloo at?
The last thing I remember him is he had, a few jobs and something like that. Yeah. That's the last thing I remember. He's lost in the sauce now, he's just out there.
Back in the world, he's probably banks.
Where's all them dudes that started talking about flat earth? Where they?
Yeah. Oh shit, the ones that was on the boat. They literally flat earth. Back 10.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 2. It says, preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
Yeah, and that's why the apostles say they can't get together. Because the reason the apostle Tahar said he can't, because you could run into a guy from you know what I mean? Like, I run into a guy from IOIC and we start, you know what I mean? Yo, nigga, like, he start mean mugging and acting crazy. If I don't do that to Esau, why am I gonna do that to him? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You be at work with Esau, be like, yeah, what's going on? And then I'm gonna see another Israelite and be like, yeah. Start throwing out. Nah, obviously you might see man and man and say, shalom, all right, cool, what's going on, man? We've run into guys from other camp, man, and they be cool. But
I've seen certain dudes with a staff in the hand, 8:30 in the morning. I'm actually like on a bike going to work, seeing with the staff, hey, shalom, man. And sometimes
a shepherd staff.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, them niggas is caricature. Like man's walking on a mission. So you need a staff. Brother, you're walking to the bus stop to get the bus. Like, yo, you don't need a staff. Anyway,
that's wearing a night.
Like if you're going hiking or something, man, you might But anyway.
That bug out.
Yeah, like what was I saying again, man?
Talking about
yeah. So the reason the apostles said that we can't get together is because what he's saying is, once you get together with a brother, like he's from another camp, we need to discuss doctrine. We're gonna have to get into that. You can't just be like, forget the fact that he said you can't worship Yahweh Shai. Yeah, shalom, and we all stand together. No, what's the point? No, we need to deal with this and get this done. And that's why the apostles said what they said. We can't get together with guys teaching something else, because the minute we get together, straight away Apostle Hall's gonna, but what was he saying about that? Okay, but we need to get that right now. So let's get into it. That's what he said, right? He wasn't saying like we can't get with them because we hate them, and no, we can't get with them because the minute you get together, this is what it's gonna have to be. We're gonna have to get into these scriptures. So we're not gonna just be there playing along and getting along and you next, brother, you too. Because what happens when he brings out a precept and starts breaking down hell? Imagine like man's going and he starts talking about. And you gonna burn in hell like for all eternity, man, with Satan and a pitchfork. You be like, yo, hold up, yo, what's going on?
That's a little leaven right there.
Unity camp. So there's not real unity then. It's a fake, it's a facade.
I got a precept.
This is Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Yeah. Straight away there's gonna be a break. It's not real unity because you're on eggshells then. There's a landmine going off. Because the minute something comes up, then there's gonna have to be a contention there. So it's not real unity. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you see what happened when them feminists and them transgenders get together in a group? They start fighting, bro. No, but you're not a woman. It's like, yo.
This is meant to be of one mind, one body, right?
Yeah.
So how can you not working together then?
No isms and schisms, man.
Yeah. That's it. But they have these big unity camp with like 8 different camps, and they're all playing happy Israelites, but they're teaching all different things. That's what you need to sort out.
That's hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's an act. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a facade. Yeah, and then you make Great Millstone look like, oh, we're the troublemakers. We're not troublemakers, man. You going off.
We're the defenders of the gospel, man. That's what it is.
But that don't mean, you see, man, we're gonna start fly kicking people. Nah, come on.
Just be a peaceable with all men.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to get in. If you really want to be around, we're gonna have to get into them scriptures and figure out these things, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a precept. Yeah, this is Romans 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned.
Avoid them. You have to avoid these, man. We'll talk about you or we'll rebuke you, but we can't just be around like that. We're gonna whole camp together and all that, and you're teaching this one thing and we're teaching a completely different thing.
You had that when the high school came at the IUIC. They were shouting over each other.
Yeah,
and they got
yeah.
into the arms fight. You know, they got into
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Then all of a sudden there's like camp banging and all that shit. Because them camps don't really agree. You call yourself Israel, you're standing right next to each other, but you don't even agree.
Well, what about Fopi? They started teaching all kind of madness. Fopi and all that. They were teaching all kind of madness. In the end, then they started teaching that the Northern Tribes and the Israelites. So how you gonna deal with that? Hella awkward. You turn up with one of you know, one of the Latin brothers is with you. Yeah, it's hella awkward. Man just salute you, but not salute you.
Or like when they were.
Yeah. Like them brothers turn up, they found out this brother's Nigerian. Yeah, they lost their mind.
They say me and Paya were Jakes, like, because we were Nigerian. Some Benjamite niggas like, proper yardie though, innit? Yeah, Israelites. And it was going on, but then I come to find out I'm Benjamin.
But you're still teaching.
Yeah, I'm still teaching.
Where they?
Smoking weed somewhere.
Yeah.
I have to chase them off the fucking block, man. They're going too carnal, man.
IUIC make you buy a garment, take it whole camp with them. Buy bonds in the camp, innit?
Yeah, camp starter kits. The elders never did that. Real shit. Like, it helps you. You do things yourself. The elders did provide. We did have posters where you could print the poster, but you didn't have to buy it. You didn't have to pay for it. Obviously, we had to pay to print them ourselves. Brothers was doing that, man. Make your own garments. What am I charging you for a garment for? Camp starter kit.
Especially if you're bored, can make garments. They ain't cheap as well. You know they're charging on an arm and a leg.
Yeah, because the reason you're doing that is, again, making merchandise. It's a way, when you make everyone have to wear the student uniform and buy it from the same place, it's revenue. And it's a monopoly too, yeah. Which, again, when you go back in history, this whole idea of uniform is a very modern day thing in the military. You go back beyond the Romans. It was the Romans, I believe, were the first ones to actually start having a uniform for all their soldiers. Prior to that, you dressed uniformly, meaning your cultural dress would look so similar. It looked uniform, but if you look closely, every man was really wearing their own thing. But again, if you're Israelites and everyone's got fringes on, it don't matter if this man's wearing yellow and you're wearing blue. You know that we're all in the same team because of the general way that we're dressed. There wasn't no printed out same uniform. The Romans did that. And that's what you niggas taking and marching around in that same uniform way.
Yeah, they look like police, man. They go on their marches and that. They look like soldiers.
Yeah, that's not. Gad never did that. Gad was all dressed like Gadites, but it wasn't no uniform. But you knew they were Gadites when you see them, innit? Like, so these guys, man, their head ain't in the right place.
Titus 1 and 10. For there are many unlearned and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
Who call themselves Israelites, man. Deceivers, man. And that's what Sikari is. We know the little dirty little things that you were doing. I'm not going to say everything, but I was there. Me and the Paya Allah was there when you were making your little phone calls and saying certain things, doing the little sneaky things, man. We know what you were doing. But that's how some guys are going to be. They're going to be deceivers. But the scripture says, man, there ain't nothing hid that shall not be revealed, man. All you guys are going to be revealed for what you are, man, which is charlatans, man, hypocrites and fakes. That's playing caricatures of being a man of the Lord. You're not real men of the Lord. Anyone can act humble, you know, but in the end, your actions will show through. Your pride will show through, yeah. In the end, it will all come out, just like Femi came out finally. No, like stay humble stuff, man. Yeah, just be yourself, man.
Whose mouth must be stopped, who subverts all houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake.
For filthy lucre's sake, which is that money, man. And that's a lot of these guys, that's what they all have in common. The money generation, the merchandise that they're making out of people. IUICs, merchandising.
ISUPK merchandising.
Behind the
Shikari
scenes,
merchandising.
behind the scenes, they're saying speculating. Well, not, I don't know, but they're saying the reason why they're breaking up the Sparrows might be money issues, something to do with money.
Yeah, I mean, he come out and said that ain't the case, and I don't really care whether they broke up because of money or not.
Yeah.
What I do know is you're making merchandise out of people, making man pay for this course and that course and this course, man.
Paying for Hebrew names and that.
Hey, yo,
For
for real?
Yeah, you were saying that before you got cut for it. You set up a PayPal for getting the Hebrew name, you got to pay me.
Oh, actually, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and he got cut for that, and then he said, no, this is going to stop the PayPal.
I think the longer the name is, it's more money.
Yeah.
Like man,
You
like
gotta
man put name on the back of a
You got to
shirt.
pay for each character. You got to pay for each character.
Was it? Oh shit, that's crazy.
The name,
yeah, but you know what that reminds me of? You know when you play those games and they try and monetize every aspect of the game, you know, buy skins. You know what was this game? You know what I'm talking about? You know the game? Yeah, they'll monetize every little tiny aspect of the game.
I was watching the live one day, Sakari. It was on the Day of Atonement, I think it was. And they, on that particular day, I can't remember what day it was, but they used that date as a super chat to say, yeah, pay this, and then we'll like go into certain lessons or whatever. You got to pay this $2-something dollars, and you got to pay the $22-something. There was that date, innit? And they was using that to say, yeah, this is the Day of Atonement Day. Pay this in the super chat and all that. And they were just pulling out names. It was about money, man. They saw the money that was coming in, and then they lost their head. Like, oh shit, I can make money off this thing. Now look at them, man. They're fucked up. Spent too much time about it. That's it. That's crazy. That's crazy. That Patreon and all that shit. I got one piece here. Malachi 3:18. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. Yeah. That's what's happening right now. That's why Assad, and I remember Apostle saying this time ago, saying Assad needs to leave Safari, and in the spirit, that's what's happened, right? Because he could be part of the elected, might not be, but who knows? But he had to leave that group because them guys are not right, man. The leadership is tough. And then you got deep in the car, that guy, he's already had issues.
Yeah, he's
he's even stepping away.
Always cleaning up after Gorilla after he put his foot in his mouth, man.
He wants to step away. So that's why the apostles been saying it. A lot of camps are going to be getting disbanded. Now it's happening, man. Crazy.
All right, last scriptures and then we'll close up.
Yeah, this is Matthew 7 and verse 16. You shall know them by their fruits, and do man gather grapes of thorns, or figs of thistles? Even so every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corruptible tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
And we're not here to be that corruptible tree. We're trying to do it the right way so we can get the right fruits, man. Simple as that.
Women shall be known whom are chosen. When that MOT to the B comes out, they ain't gonna know. Great Millstone was always right, man.
You should already know that already, man. That's why these men have to start talking about CBDC. Now go back and check who was the first people to be talking about CBDC. After we was talking about it, then they had to talk about it.
To try and slide it in.
To try and slide it up in there, man. But them man had you man like fools talking about where's my dog?
They might bring a microchip, but that's not the mark of the beast. So slight and sprinkle it. All right, cool.
It's embargo.
Trying to sprinkle
it.
It's white women. Oh, it's an embargo.
Hey, that's why we got the algorithm, man. So you can learn what an embargo actually is. Man. Get your finance knowledge up, man. Don't let no man tell you it's an embargo. They don't even know what an embargo
Small
is.
nation and great nation.
It's a white people.
Terrible.
Yeah, it won't come. White people. That's crazy.
That's why I used to, I knew on
This is Matthew 23, verse 25. It says, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess.
Yeah. And he's the same guy talking about how they don't break the law. You gotta watch out for a dude that says they don't break the law. Just like you gotta watch out if you know that person that says, I don't hate anybody. You gotta watch out for them people there, bro. Anyone that says foolishness like that, that's a I run from a guy like that. Don't tell me you don't hate no one. That's crazy. There's no one you hate? I don't hate anybody. I love everyone.
Yo, that's a big hater right there. That means they probably hate you, bro. That's crazy.
It says, thou blind Pharisee, clean first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like unto white sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and full of uncleanness.
Yeah, that's that putting on the act, trying to wear nice garments and it's all an act, but the substance isn't there. You know, the underbelly is nasty. It's nasty as hell. You know what I mean? It's all for show on the outward show.
The Pharisee and remember that parable? The parable of the publican and the Pharisee. You know, the Pharisee was like, "Oh, well, I'm not like this publican. I fast twice a week. I'm doing all this greatness." But then the other guy was like, "Lord, have mercy on me, man. I'm a sinner." You know what I mean? And
he's found more worthy.
And he was found more worthy than the other guy.
Yeah, man. They man are trying to use the law like marketing. It's crazy. Isn't it?
This is Mark 7:7. Howbeit in vain did they worship me, teaching for doctrines and commandments of men.
Yeah. That's what it is. So these other Israelite camps, that's why we tell you all the time, you can't be watching all the camps.
Yeah.
You can't be watching them all, man, because them guys will leave you confused. You gotta choose. And obviously we're gonna say GMS is the thing, but my thing is, listen, wherever the Spirit leads you, that's where you need to be at, man. The scripture says we're sweet savor onto life, and to some man we're a sweet savor unto death. The sheep hear the voice, innit? So it's either you're gonna be down with what we're saying, or just go join IUIC or them, man, and make your bed there. But wherever you make your bed,
Even
you have the line.
Not every brother has to be GMS. We've got GMS affiliates, but we all teach the same thing. That's the thing. You've got to teach the same
doctrine is the most important.
That's the most important thing. You start your own camp, whatever. Don't teach the same doctrine. Don't start diverging and shit like that.
Yeah, making things up as you go along.
You mentioned about them watching different camps being confused. They want to stick together. This is a whole heap of confusion, isn't it? Even that.
You can't learn this truth. It's like probably like programming, man. Where's my programmer at? You can't just be like learning like 8 different languages and try and put it into one. You gotta learn one, man, at first, and then you know you gotta be keeping pure.
Yeah, it's actually a sign of someone that doesn't really know. Like if someone's listing out, oh, I do all of these technologies, and they're a junior, you're like, yeah, you're not really.
Confused, man. You can't apply that to what we're doing. You need to know this. So anyway, we're gonna close up with that, man. Sekar Halal Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and truth. Shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and learning and supporting the ministry. Shalom.
Shalom.